the broken down, low rent, sleazy, double greasy pirate radio Nut Hut Studios, it's time for the very first ever Southern.
Attention. Attention.
It's Friday night. Mom's Jimmy. And Into the Microcosm is on the air. Epic journey. Oh yeah.
I'm here. It's been a quiet week, man. No tidal waves, no earthquakes, no volcanoes erupting.
Jesus.
I don't know.
H.
Sleep in. It's making me nervous.
So now, you went back to the Big Island because the volcano was going off, or what happened? You had a problem with something else? What was going on?
No. My house, the rats got into my appliances. So I had to go chase them out and replace some stuff.
The rats.
Yeah. Yep, rats. It's a rat invasion. It's all because my Uncle X is a caretaker over there, because that's my house over there. I live here in Maui. And he doesn't want to have cats. I keep telling him, man, need cats. I'm not taking care of no cats, man. Well, all right, man. Well, look what the rats did, Next time,
So now...
living in ice bags and ice chests, yeah.
So what happened now? So he told you about there was a rat issue, and then you had to go over there and solve the issue yourself?
No, he said that the washing machine and the refrigerator stopped working. And I knew immediately what it was. It's like, oh, dude.
Sounds like the rats have been playing dirty pool. It's always something, man. Big Bob used to say to me, Rock and Rio, used to say, son, it's always something. And if it's not that, it'll be something else. Rock and Rio, how you returneth? You are way down there, somewhere far below Melvin Taylor and the Slack Band, doing dirty pool.
I've been in the South, man.
No, I can't hear you. Hardly.
You can't hear me?
Now, can you turn up a little bit? Epic super loud, and you're super low. It's that same,
Is it there? Is that
yeah,
better?
that's better. We'll find out. I'm sure the sound technicians in the chat will let us know immediately if things aren't up to snuff. as it
Yeah,
were.
well, I seem to be suddenly having issues,
I know.
Uh,
It's that same thing that happened
Only
to
in
me.
the last 3 minutes, though,
That's what happened to me. Everything was fine, and then all of a sudden there was issues. What are you gonna do, man? We adapt, we overcome. It's in the microcosm. My name's Jimmy. That's Rockin' Rio over there. Epic Journeyman's over there on the islands, taking care of the rats situation. Seems like these rats are everywhere. Now, I saw there was a case of bubonic plague in California. Did you see this? The bubonic plague.
did.
California it was, huh?
Yeah, apparently. Well, I don't know. Well, I don't come in contact with the rats as much as possible. But is that,
the plague, boss, the plague.
well, how do you get the bubonic plague? Isn't it from rats?
From the fleas on the rats, yeah.
Fleas, yeah.
Fleas on the rats. Rats as big as cats. Isn't that a Bowie song? Rats
Should be.
as big as cats.
It should be.
No, there are rats as big as cats in New York.
Oh, they're here, man. I've seen them. There's actually some in San Diego, man. There's one of those big Norwegian reds. It was like a raccoon, man.
Well,
Broad daylight out in the yard under a palm tree,
Why
just
don't you-
staring me down, hissing at me.
Why don't you go get yourself one of those one of those dive tanks, and hook it up to one of these pellet guns and just sit up.
I got one. Yep.
You
You
just
better
sit-
believe it.
No, seriously. I mean, I've seen these videos. There's videos of dudes in Texas where they just go and kick open a door of a barn in the middle of the night, and there's rats everywhere. They're just shooting.
Oh man, yeah. My favorite's Mink Man Carter. He's got the trained minks that go in there in daylight, right? They go into the house and chase them out, and they just got the dog outside waiting for him. It's like take out like 100 rats at a time. So the mink goes in and yeah, it's cool.
You know what, dude? You should dress all in black and call yourself the Eradicator and just go around just cleaning up the rat situation all over the islands. You just bust around like a ninja, drop out of fucking palm trees and shit with coconuts in your hand.
right.
Who was that? I don't know, man. I think it was the Ratinator.
Like Robert De Niro in Brazil, how like repelled on trees.
Rock and Rio.
Just remember, we're all in this together.
Do you have rat issues in your house? No.
No, I have no rats. I occasionally get a mouse or two, but
Well,
usually that's in the fall or the springtime, either when they wake up and become active or when they're trying to get out of the cold. But
do you?
I get them all.
Yeah, man. Let me just say. Oh yeah.
I put traps in the corners and snap them.
Listen, 2 words. Rat zapper. I'm not getting paid by the rat zapper, but I can affirm its serious abilities to eradicate. And that's eradicate. Epic Journeyman is the eradicator.
I got 7 of them in my house. Yep.
A ratinator.
The problem is they get too big, man. Like the big ones, they don't even fit in that trap. That trap's big, by the way. The big rat trap, the electric rat trap, the zapper.
Yeah.
It's pretty good size. It's like a shoebox, not quite a shoebox, but it's it's good size, like loaf of bread size, just short of, right? A small loaf of bread. And yeah, those big rats that can't even fit in there, man. Or if they do, it doesn't hurt them. It's like, hey man, you must have my thumb.
I'm telling you, man,
So-
the vermin are everywhere. The vermin are deep. Let me just say here, I got this thing here. You fucking not gonna believe this shit. You are not gonna believe this. Listen to this. You're not gonna believe this, but it's true. Transhumanist billionaire Peter Thiel is doing a 4-part series on the Antichrist, starting in September 15th. Here, let me give
Oh,
you,
yeah, huh?
yeah, let me give you some details.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, you are warmly invited to a series of 4 lectures by Peter Thiel addressing the topic of the biblical Antichrist. Peter is a technology entrepreneur and investor who has spent much of his career writing and speaking about his Christian faith. He informs his understanding of the world. His Christian faith informs his understanding of the world. His remarks will be anchored on science and technology and will comment on theology, history, literature, and politics of the Antichrist. Religious thinkers upon whom Thiel will draw include Rene Girard, Francis Bacon, Jonathan Swift, Carl Schmitt, and John Henry Newman. These lectures are off the record. These lectures are off the record. These lectures are designed as a cohesive series, with each session building on the last to support the continuity and community. Tickets are only available for the full 4-part program.
Oh, great.
Now, I don't know how much this is going to cost, but however much it is, it sounds like an event somebody from this show needs to attend. Maybe there's.
I like how it's off the record, but it's on the record because it's advertised and it's promoted. It's got a 4-part series already laid out, right?
Well, I'm sure somebody will bootleg it onto YouTube or something.
Yeah. But it's response to the fact he had that off the cuff conversation about the Antichrist with that radio host a couple weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, right? And maybe 3 now, and caught him by surprise and went on for like 15 minutes. And now he's going to do a whole show to kind of recoup, like a planned effort.
So do you think that the thing is that transhumanist Peter Thiel has found Jesus and is now trying to warn the masses of the impending doom?
I don't know, man. He's a transhumanist gay guy, man. I mean,
I know that's kind. Kind of
not that there's anything wrong with that.
No. I'm just saying, like he's like I mean, proudly so. Like that's what I'm saying. It's not like I'm not saying it's like a bad thing. I mean, like that he's a an advocate, right? So I mean, he's kind of like what do they call the Nietzsche thing, Übermenschen or whatever, right? Like he thinks he's evolved beyond the need for females. That's kind of his mindset, So maybe we'll talk about it when he talks about being the Antichrist. I don't know.
Did you know the number one divorce rate is between lesbians?
Oh, is it? Yeah, wouldn't surprise me.
You know the second largest divorce rate is between heterosexual couples? You know the lowest divorce rate is gay men?
Makes sense. Bob.
Why does it make sense? All right, listen. It does. There's a reason for it.
No, there is actually, because it's just about compatibility, right? Like
the reason is that there's no women involved.
Is that what it is?
Listen to this.
I like that.
1,700 National Guard troops are now set to mobilize across 19 states over the coming weeks. They are going to help Homeland Security execute a sweeping federal crime and immigration crackdown that is underway now. The order is effective August through mid-November, Fox News is learning. And a U.S. defense official tells Jackie Heinrich and Liz Frieden the National Guard being mobilized will effectively serve as a support pillar.
So the National Guard is being mobilized in 19 states for a crackdown. There's going to be a crackdown, Rock and Rio. What are you going to do during the crackdown? What did you do during the crackdown of 2025? That's the question.
Well, I've been talking about the racing game I've been playing, having the commercial in it. We did the McDonald's commercial and stuff. That's that preferred a McDonald's commercial a couple of weeks ago. And the new ads this month are all for the National Guard. There's join up, sign in the National Guard. You can have the experience of a lifetime 2 weeks a year. And it's funny that I've never seen National Guard ads in video games, but now that's a thing. And now they're deploying the Guard and trying to increase the numbers. It's a little sus to me. So something's going on.
Listen, when you're using the military to enforce the law in your country, you don't have a country. What the fuck's going on around here? Now,
that's a fact. That's a fact.
Listen, Hegseth authorized 4,000 troops to be armed in D.C. So he authorized them to have weapons. So now here's the thing. This is the fucking bullhorns of the dilemma, because you're not for drunk driving, are you? Because the thing is like, on one hand, there haven't been any murders in D.C. in the last couple of days since that. So on the one hand, you have a lot of people, even though it's unpopular, they're for this intervention this way. In other words, there's something that apparently can be done by the military that can't be done by the police, because the police don't have certain powers. Is that the aspect of it? Like, why? What the fuck are you paying all these police for in D.C. and these police departments for if you got to bring in the fucking National Guard to bring?
Well, they got rights and stuff, right? You got to read their rights and Miranda rights, all that kind of stuff. Military didn't have to do that; they could shoot them.
Well, that's what I'm asking you. That's what I'm saying.
Well, no, that's what it is. I mean, that's exactly what it is. That's why we fought a revolution. I mean, that was the whole thing. Because we were. I mean, that was exactly what this was about. We're boarding British soldiers, to patrol our own streets. I mean, this isn't cool. It's not going to be cool. But the fact that it's a federalized city, it's not a state. I mean, you realize there's 700,000 people. I know our listeners do in Washington D.C. And that's more than North Dakota or Wyoming that have 2 senators and all these representatives that represent them. I mean, I think it's more than North Dakota and Wyoming combined. Mm-hmm. And they don't have any representation. They don't have a senator. They don't have a say. They don't have anything to fight back with. And it's my thought is what I'm worried about, and I think it's a legitimate worry, is that they're going to go ahead and just basically treat it like Gaza and kick all the people living in D.C. out, the undesirables out, like they're Palestinians, and make it an ivory castle for the administration, not just this administration, but the future administrations after. It's gonna be like the Vatican City.
It's bullshit, man. All this is getting. It's the slow. This is exactly what grooming is. You hear all these people going, they're grooming. It's not just sexual. Okay. You're being groomed by, when they showed up and they were wearing uniforms and they were standing in the subway, you got used to seeing them there. It's like that experiment we talked about with the black bag in the room, where somebody got in a black bag and they put it in there until eventually people just got used to it being there. At first they were, looking at it and wondering what it was, and then after a while they just got used to it being there. So now all of a sudden you're going to get used to this. Are you getting used to people kicking your fucking door in with masks on their faces? Why do they have masks?
Start giving them cookies.
Why do they have masks on their fucking faces, man?
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. I mean, that's the fact that you have masks on. I mean, means you're up to no good. You're a desperado. I mean, that's what it is back in the Wild West, right?
Your face.
Well, one of the reasons I think a lot of them have been wearing masks is because they've been getting doxxed and their families have been getting harassed. So that's part of that.
Well, good. They deserve to be harassed. They're being jerks, man. I mean, they're being mercenaries, which they are. They're not law enforcement. A lot of these guys are bounty hunters, getting paid $500, to go around $1,000 to round up each person.
Now that's my big question. My big question is this:
the HSI.
Are they using Blackwater or Z or whatever the fuck it's called now?
Yeah, it's whatever it is, Academy and something else. No, that's what it is. HSI is mercs. That's what they are. And then they hire these bounty hunters and give them $1,000 a head for the people they bring in. Then now they have people getting $500 for tips for every person that gets arrested. So you go pink out your neighbor, that has a taco stand down the street.
Man, what a fucking joke. Seriously, the land of the free, home of the slave. Are you out of your mind?
In America.
We need a Nazi accent. We do, man. It's sad. What's happening to us, man? I mean, and what's worse too is they lowered all. You saw that, right? They took all the requirements away, like the physical requirements and the age requirements. They lowered it, so just hire anybody now. And you got all these guys that like comically overweight, and stuff coming in there,
Not that there's anything wrong with that. If you feel
I'm comically overweight right now, probably I think, but for me anyway. But
yeah,
I'm not joining ICE.
If you want to eat Cheetos. You want to eat Cheetos, drink beer all day? That's up to you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's a free country, but it used to be a free country. It's not anymore. Now it's you're free to eat the Cheetos, but you better not have one of them dag darn burritos from that truck down the road.
I'm telling you right now, people better get ready for fucking impact because, a lot of these stores for the last while, what they've been doing is they've been eating some of these tariff, upswings in prices to keep people coming into the store to be able to still buy shit. But, it's getting to a point where they're going to stop doing that. And prices are going to get ready to go up. So, maybe a good time for you to, remember, wasn't it? I'm trying to remember if it was Argentina or Venezuela, but one of these two, the inflation was so out of control that they literally they were writing the prices on chalkboards.
I think that was Venezuela.
Was it when Chavez was in?
Yeah, and it was bad with Chavez, and then they took their version of the Federal Reserve away, where there's no actual statistics for Argentina, and they got up to like 1,000% inflation, some ridiculous number.
Yeah, that's
like
what
that.
I think it was, Argentina.
Yeah. And, I mean, people don't understand, man. Like, you take the science away, you take the statisticians away, you take the bean counters away, you just make up numbers. That's what you end up with, and that's what happened to Nazi Germany. Not Nazi Germany, but Germany before it became Nazi Germany. I mean, they had other factors pushing on them. Like, they were, unfair sanctions put on them for the Treaty of Versailles after losing World War I. But when you just make stuff up out of whole cloth, man, there's no reference point. Then that reference point applies to your capital, to your money as well. And eventually, it just collapses.
Well, and that's how Hitler got in, right? Because
exactly.
He. In the beginning, he seemed like a good guy. Where he, straightened out the economy and was taking care of business and whatever. That's what made him popular in the first place.
Yeah, he didn't start out with the camps.
Yeah,
he didn't start out with any of these camps.
No, it wasn't
out of the gate. Hey, let's build the camps, and everybody's all for it. Because look, it's stopping the crime. Look at throw these fuckers in a camp, and there will be no crime. Just grab them, scoop them all up, and put them there. The only people that can exist in the environment are people that have jobs to do. If you don't have a fucking job to do, boom, you're in the fucking camp.
Well, it's going to be the return of the debtor's prison, right? Like, they're going to snatch you off the street, throw you in one of these camps somewhere, and give you the option. You can go to Sudan, Uganda, or you can go pick some strawberries. Goddammit.
Well, you better prove. Well, no, you got.
As an American, by you, not as a.
You better show when you're walking around. You better have your rent receipt on your phone. You better be able to prove you can live in somewhere, because that's another thing that right now, people getting scooped up.
You got to carry your bribe money. You have to have more money than the bounty that's on you, right? So it's like all those societies that fall. That's what it is. You got to be able to pay off the federales down in Latin America, and you got to be able to pay off, the HSI contractors here now, basically. They give us 1,000 for getting you, but we'll take 500 to let you go. Let's catch you up next week. How about
if we just look at it? If you got 2,500 cash, we'll just look the other way.
Yeah, exactly.
Or how about if they're in the lowest percentile of divorce? How about if they just tell you, you give them some service, do some knob work, and you can go ahead and walk.
How do they figure it's okay to send just random people to Uganda? I mean, Sudan, Uganda, wherever, but Uganda in particular, like Uganda, the land of Idi Amin, seriously? I mean, it's not there anymore, but like, it's most, historically one of the most brutal countries. I mean, that's where Raid and Entebbe happened, right? I mean, what the hell? You're send them some African country nobody's ever not even been to their entire life, don't even know where it is. You're just gonna throw them on a plane and drop them off there. We're not talking about just randos from some immigrant from Venezuela. We're talking about putting Americans on there. They don't care.
See, when I hear you,
shipping them out. When
I hear you say immigrant, the hair on the back of my neck stands up for some reason. I think it's
we're all immigrants.
No, I think it's because I've been conditioned to think that's like a bad word. It's not bad to be an immigrant.
Not a bad word. No.
It's not bad to be an immigrant.
We're all immigrants unless you were born Native American. I mean, come on.
It's terrible, man. I mean, the level of like being told it's not a dog, it's a cat, even though it's a dog. You've seen it. It's a dog, man. You've seen it. It lifts its leg. It pisses on trees. You know what I mean? It sniffs butts. It's
right, that doesn't have whiskers.
It's
right?
a fucking dog, okay?
It's a dog.
But you're making me call it a cat. And I know it's not a cat, but I have to call it a cat. And if I make a mistake and call it a dog by accident, I'm bad. And that's
You're in
the
Uganda,
thing.
man. You're on your way to Uganda.
I'm on my way to Uganda. Exactamundo. No, I mean, you know, pretty soon. There's a whole thing. There's some video called The White Collar Apocalypse that's out. It's talking about the white collar jobs that are going to be lost, in the near term future. We'll dive more into that in the second hour because we're going to join Ground Zero Plus at 10 o'clock. Don't forget, Revolution Radio is full of listener supporters. Come on down. Become supporters of the free speech that you love. 48 hours a day, 7 days a week. Studio A, Studio B. It's all there for you. There's something there for everybody. Believe me. You know what I mean? 48 hours in a day. It's a lot of information. Information never sleeps. That's what the Nighthawk used to say. Built the brick shit house 14 years ago. Still standing. Listener supported. Because all you listeners who support, if you haven't supported, maybe you think about it now. Come on down. Same thing with Ground Zero Plus. It's also listener supported. You should support there also. Because they will hear this first hour. Right now it's exclusive on Revolution Radio. So Revolution Radio, thanks for being there, and thanks for everybody who do donate. And even if you can't send money, you could share. There goes Billy Ray Valentine, getting Latin active over in the chat. He hung out last Saturday night with me. No, it was last Friday night. We played his old video, Rockin' Rio. Latin active, remember that? Remember video? Remember Billy's video?
La Vida Loca?
No. This is him in his actual video.
Oh yeah.
Latin active. Well, maybe he'll call in the second hour. Who knows? Let me see. Vin is saying something. The territory known as narco states of Central and South America is equal to the country of the United States. Let everyone have no borders. Just let everyone do what they want. And that's a mess. Yeah. Well, listen. The thing is moving into the future, borders ain't going to matter because you're going to be in your sector or your zone. And
your station.
You're free to leave your sector or your zone, but you got to pay tax to get out. You got to pay to go somewhere. Everything's going to be pay to play. You're going to be stuck in this area, and things will cost a certain amount. But if you go outside of your zone, your digital money won't buy the same amount as it buys in your own home zone. So while fuel in your home zone may be inexpensive, you may go out of your zone, past your 15-minute city limit. Boom. You're getting fucking
Well, you got to
taxed.
figure it kind of already works like that in certain places, right? If you go to the ballpark, or you're paying
Aspen
$18 for a glass of Budweiser, or you go to Disneyland and it's a $7 can of Coke. It's just they'll just take that to the next level with the geofencing.
Dude, a $7 can of Coke, that was like 2 years ago.
I was going to say, yeah, I know.
Coke's
it's like $12 now.
Yeah, it's like $12, homie.
No, I mean, I haven't been to Disneyland in a couple of years. So.
Nobody can afford to go. How does the family afford to go to Disneyland?
No one's
It's
going
cheap,
to Disneyland.
I'll tell you that. I mean, it's what, $200 or Disney World rather. It's
Listen,
$200 a day for tickets.
If you want to fucking
Per person.
If you want to fucking go to Disneyland, you need to win the Super Bowl, homie. That's the only motherfuckers
that's
going
what
to
you're playing for. Right.
You need to make Super Bowl. I won the Super Bowl money. Then you can go, I'm going to Disneyland. All right, listen. I don't know, people, the Jeff Brent's show, he has a guest that comes on regularly about Vegas. And he's been talking about Vegas for like a month now. And they're saying
we left. Yeah.
They're saying Vegas is empty. Now, do you still have friends and family in Vegas?
I do.
Now, what are they saying? Are they saying
It's empty. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's messed up. So years ago, like going on 10 years ago now, they started overpricing Vegas, all the good food deals and free booze while you gamble. That went away, and it became like they're trying to make it this high roller kind of bill thing. And so there's a couple places like Arizona Charlie's and stuff like that still catered to the locals, but even those are become, they don't have the $2 breakfast anymore. It's
Dude,
$20
listen,
breakfast. Right?
listen. There's an old adage. Okay, you can shear the sheep many times, but you can only butcher it once. Okay, and the thing is like people used to go to Vegas, and even anybody middle class felt like they got treated good. Felt good. I mean, I've gone to Vegas in all of its sectors. Like my grandma took me there when I was a little kid. She stayed at the Stardust or whatever. And then I went back there when I was, a little bit older, 21, I could gamble. Went back there then. And Buddy was living there. And, I mean, it's changed quite a bit. And, they built all these hotels and they got all these rooms. And it's like, the world we're living in right now. This is the world we're living in. Who the fuck is going on vacation somewhere and staying up in a hotel room, sitting there?
In Las Vegas, right?
Anywhere.
Anywhere, yeah, exactly.
Listen, they just built a fucking beautiful hotel here in Santa Cruz. It took years and years to get the permits and all this bullshit. They finally rebuilt this hotel in a footprint. It's literally right across the street from the ocean. It's down the street from the boardwalk. It's literally right there. But these fucking rooms are going to cost $500 a night. Are there fucking jets flying to San Jose from all over the world? And people are getting in rental cars and busting ass over and driving over to Santa Cruz to stay in that hotel? There's that many fuckers zooming in here with $500 in their hand to spend a night in a hotel for $500 a night. I mean, it seems a little outrageous to me. Am I out of touch with reality? I mean,
no, you're still in touch with reality. That's the problem. They're out of touch with reality, and that's what I think. I mean, I hate to give people ideas because I know that they're going to do it anyway, so I don't feel that bad about it. But what it's going to become is going to be like Westworld and Future World and something like that. Like what's going to happen? All these empty hotels and all these big buildings that built everywhere, they're going to make them into these kind of theme park ideas of a hotel where it's an all-inclusive experience where you'll go there and instead of like just going to the Excalibur or whatever and having the Camelot theme or whatever, the entire hotel will be like that. And when you pay your $500 a night, you're going to have the whole treatment like you're living in Camelot. When you go to the science fiction themed one, Tomorrowland, it would be like that. The whole thing will be like that, cater to you. But all inclusive.
The problem is everything is designed to get money from a generation of people that isn't there. Because the people
exactly. That's the problem, right?
Right.
Where's that money coming from?
No, I'm just saying, the people that used to go to Vegas and do all that shit, the people who used to go flying around, staying in hotel rooms and all that, that generation is on its way out. And the next generation are generations of people that they're good with it wherever they are. They got virtual reality, man. They don't need to go anywhere.
They got their phone, yeah.
Why? Right. I mean, why go anywhere? You don't have to. You can just sit there in the privacy of your own 3-foot cubicle, whatever, in your 15-minute city.
Virtual girlfriend.
Yeah, you need like at least an 8x8, right? So that way we got room to move around with your virtual girlfriend and stuff, right? But that's the thing. Like it's a space limited thing. Like it is almost like a parcel of cubicles, not cubicles like the old school sense, but of actual physical cubes of space, high, low. Reach up 8 feet, go up 8 feet in every direction. It'll allow you to do all these virtual experiences and feel like you're somewhere when you're not really. You're in a prison cell essentially of your own choosing, and it's like what happened to us, man? And the thing is, you don't have an option because that experience is so much better than what it is to go spend $500 a night in Las Vegas and get the cruddy buffet somewhere. I mean. Why would you? Why would you travel? Because the house will be out in the heat. You got to stay in your room because it's 117 degrees outside. I mean, with a 30-degree blast furnace wind in your hair. Yeah. And if you go to Hawaii, like over here, like I live here, right? What do you? It's hilarious to me. Like people stay in their hotels. You're in Hawaii, man. You didn't come here to stay at a hotel, right?
That's what I mean. People don't even roll the windows down in their cars anymore. That's what I mean. I'm just saying the way that money used to get spent, the way people spent money is not the same way that it's going to be spent in the future, and definitely it's changing right now in front of our very eyes. The whole I didn't want to really start getting into this till next hour, but I mean, I'll we can start getting into it now. The whole thing is, look, every single job there is has to do with selling some shit to somebody somewhere. Okay? Nothing moves until something's fucking sold, period, in this world. Okay? So the thing is what happens. Everyone's worried about this AI taking their fucking jobs and this and that. And you should be worried about something completely different than the AI taking your job. Because the thing is people aren't spending money. That's the thing. And so, like, there is this, if you're running a business, there's a magic nut you got to reach, You got to pay your bills before you start making any money. You got to at least make so much money in order to keep the bitch running. Okay, so the thing is there is some overall nut for the United States of America. In other words, there needs to be so many people, working so many hours, getting so much taxes coming out and buying so much shit every day in order for everything to, keep running as normal. So the minute that starts to change, everything fucking changes, doesn't it, at Journeyman and Rockaria? What happens when you don't have extra money? Are you going to still fucking hire that landscaper? Are you going to rake the leaves yourself? Stuff like that. And then it just cascades and, so on and so forth. You don't need to make so many plastic buckets because people just aren't buying a lot of plastic buckets anymore. What people are consuming is completely different than what it was 5 years ago. Right? Did you used to go to the mall when you were a kid, man?
The malls have completely died, man. The malls have completely died.
Yeah. Well, it was when you used to go to the mall when you were younger. You go to the fucking mall. It's like people's running around with bags, just full of shit. Just going to their car, swilling, just stopping at Starbucks, swilling some fucking coffee, going over to the food court, just stuffing their faces.
Alcohol if they're too young to drink or whatever. Yeah, all kinds of things. Smoking out in the parking lot with some weed or something.
All this activity going on.
Yeah.
People used to just, meet their friends there, hang out, and walk around because it was, go to the arcade and do that stuff. Nobody does that kind of thing anymore. I mean, last time I was in the mall here, there were people there, but it seemed like you went in, you went to the store you were going to, you bought what you wanted to buy and get out. Nobody spent any time there.
Think of this.
It was very mission oriented.
Overlay this concept on the world today, right now. I'm going to paint you a fucking picture. Okay, imagine you're sitting at your house and you got some fucking money in your pocket. You think to yourself, I'm going to go down here to this place where there's all these different stores. I'm going to scour each store and just look for shit. And then maybe I'm going to find something. I'm going to find some shit and I'm going to buy it right now. You know what I mean? Just for no fucking reason. I already have plenty of shoes. I got a jacket. I got blankets. I got food in my... There's no other reason other than I need to get up right now and go down and buy myself some shit and scour the earth and all these different stores and just looking for it.
You know what it is? It's our hunter-gatherer instinct, man. So people went to video stores. It wasn't to watch the video. It was to go find the video to rent. If it was a good movie, great. But it was the idea of going out to find it. And to go to this mall, it's the idea of foraging through the mall, right? It's a hunter-gatherer instinct we'll have as humans, as human beings, right? And that's gone now, man.
This country,
it's not there.
This country is built on people buying shit they don't need. Period. And shit is the way it's getting to a point where people are only buying the shit that they need. They're only paying for the things that are absolutely necessary. You know, our people's power bills are going up, right? Everybody's Rio. Did your power bill go up?
It's always going up.
What about you, Epic? How much does it cost for an average guy like you, just a regular working man?
For me in the studio over here, because I'm in the studio in Maui. I have my house over in Big Isle, but like here in Maui, it's $200. You know, pretty much a month for studio. I don't have the air conditioner on 24/7 or anything. You know, I just have it on when I'm home. You know, for the first 4 or 5 hours. Yeah.
Mine over here is generally between like $250 and $300 a month for gas and electric.
I have solar on the Big Island, so you know that helps, right? But I can't have it in the condo, you know? Right? So it's a big difference. And people are going to have more solar in the future. That's the thing. Like as far as power companies go, that's going to be if you're investing, that's declining returns investment. That's going to go down and down and down and down. As more people get online with solar and other alternative forms of energy, it's not going to be a viable, you know, utility to invest in. I don't think anymore. 50 years from now, it won't exist. You know.
Well, the thing about it is, man, is that it's getting down to it's going to be necessities for everybody. You know, and the thing is, and you'll be happy for the necessities. You know, the luxuries of yesterday are going to fade away. Because the thing is, man, is what are you going to do? Listen, they're charging $20 for a bottle of water in Vegas. Basically, is what this guy was saying. $18 or whatever. Okay, I'm just saying, it's $18 for that bottle of water, but the fucking bottle of water still costs that place 10 cents. The fucking price of that water to that guy didn't change. You know what I mean?
Maybe it did. Maybe it's 11 cents now.
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
Yeah, and that's
the high quality plastic in there.
This is another thing I want to talk about next hour. Is this idea behind these things that we take for granted? Like you see something at the store, it has a name on the box, and you think it's, you know, you recognize the name from a long time ago. You grew up knowing about the name of that thing. And for some reason you develop this trust of that thing. But now it's not the same company as it was before.
No, it's Sears, right? Craftsman tools are a perfect example of that. You know,
it's 2025.
They used to be high quality, guaranteed for life, you know, and they would last forever. And, you know, as the company went bankrupt and got bought out multiple times, now they're Chinese tools, and they're not terrible, but they're nowhere near what they used to be.
Yeah, it's just, you know, what about the food that these companies, the stuff we've been eating? Who's fucking running these companies? I mean,
people who don't eat their own products?
I'm just saying, whoever these companies are, I'm saying, look, okay, let's say right now, I just want to start a company building microwave ovens. And I start building them. Who's fucking testing my microwaves that you're buying for $89, man? Who's testing that shit to make sure that that it's safe? Is anyone checking it?
It's supposed to be UL Laboratories right here in America, but they can't possibly be testing all these $89 ovens, obviously. They test one, and they send them the best one, right? Here, test this one, UL. Trust me, they're all going to be like this in the future.
These microwave ovens are... I'm just using this as an example. I don't know about these microwave ovens. I'm just using it as an example. But I'm saying they're coming in, and my company's getting started today. I'm shipping them tomorrow. I'm putting them on fucking Amazon. You're buying them. They're coming direct to you from somewhere. Who's inspecting that shit? Nobody. Who's looking at it? Listen, everyone's so concerned about reading the labels on the side of these packages and shit.
Some of the stuff you can't even read. You can't pronounce it.
Fucking read it. Read it all day long, man. It don't mean jack shit. Who's fucking looking at it? Who's grabbing that macaroni and cheese and opening up the powdered yellow shit and taking, little beaker and testing it to find out exactly how much of everything is in this dose of whatever this is? There's nobody doing that shit.
there were 4 people in the entire country during the Bush administration doing that. That's a while back. That's 2001 or whatever, right? So imagine now, right? I mean, they're self-reporting. Can you really trust these people?
Nobody is watching your back, man, in this food situation. Now, how many of these companies, these food companies, there's like one company that owns everything, right? What, Kraft and these different companies, they own all this shit. Well, then who eventually owns Kraft? And then who decides what actually is going in shit? Hey, we were putting this rat poison in there, but hey, this cockroach poison is a little bit cheaper. Why don't we use that instead of the rat poison in this ingredient? You know, whatever.
Unilever, right? Unilever's a big one.
Bob, you got to add some Roundup in there, man. I mean, the taste is fantastic.
Oh man. Seriously though, man, you don't. There's a thing where you can call something, you can name something. In other words, you know, you can have a dog and name it olive oil. Okay, but there is no olive oil in the dog. Its name is just olive oil. You know, come on, olive oil, let's go, boy. Come on, boy. You know, so you could just call something olive oil. There's no fucking olive oil in it. Put it on the shelf. And so because you and I and Epic, we recognize when something says olive oil, in our minds, we're thinking that means there's actual olive oil in the bottle. Turns out there's really hardly any olive oil in the bottle. It's just a little bit of olive oil in there to say, for you to be able to say it's olive oil. Remember those yellow boxes when you used to go to the grocery store?
Yeah.
They were generic. Mm-hmm. And it was totally like it was if you had generic at your house, if you brought your friends over from school and you were eating generic, you were on the shit list, man. You know what I mean? You want no one eating, knowing you were eating the generic.
No, man. The only thing you get away with was the government cheese. Government cheese was good. That was some good grilled cheese. But,
you used to get a box of, it was called a box of commodities. And you would go down there. I got to go down and get my commodities, man. You know? And, you know, I'm saying the jumpsuits, the gray jumpsuits and the box of commodities are not far away. Because, I mean, shit, if it's costing, what if it cost you, let me just throw a round number. What if it costs $10 a mile for you to drive?
Well, then you'd be on your bicycle a lot more often.
You wouldn't be driving at all, would you? No.
No, I was just thinking about it. For my truck, it costs me, so it's and get gas at $3.57. Let's call it $4.50 a gallon at the expensive place here by the tourist side where I am right now. So, and I only get like 8 miles a gallon, you know. So when we're talking about it's 50 cents a mile. You can go anywhere.
Yeah, well, that's what it is here. I figured that out a couple weeks ago. I was talking about it on here. Is right now it costs $1 a mile right now. But when you add up insurance and
it's like old school taxi fare money, man.
You know?
know?
So imagine, see, right now I work locally, so I don't drive very far. But imagine if I had to commute every day like Rio. How many miles round trip is your commute?
It's almost exactly 100 miles a day.
So if it was 100 miles a day and you had to pay $10 a mile, you're fucked.
I wouldn't be able to work, that's for sure.
That's right.
It's $1,000, man.
Yeah, you'd only
I'd need a little bit of a raise to accomplish that.
Yeah.
So now, there's a good analogy here. An Abrams tank, that's exactly what it costs, actually. Or used to back when they first started. It's a gas turbine engine. It was 10 miles to the gallon.
So just think that.
I mean, 10 gallons per mile, rather.
Yeah. Well, it's $10 per mile, and it doesn't matter if you're in a fucking electric car or you're in a hydrogen vehicle or if you're in a gas guzzler, which will eventually be phased out because you won't be able to afford the gas guzzlers. Those will be gone, right? All those everything, no more because you won't be able to afford it. And then at this point, when you're at that thing, are you now in this community car situation where You know what? I really don't even want to own a car because I got to pay $10 a mile. You know, cars are just going to go away and won't be.
My drone, you know, my little city, my 15-minute city will come pick me up for $2 a mile. Right, just fly me where I want to go.
Well, that's
get there faster.
That's the thing about this 15-minute city, dude. Is if you can't get there some other way, biking or some other way that doesn't involve combustion, then you're a drain on society, man. You're leeching off the resources.
You get the red light. The red LED light will be in your abode. You know.
You're gonna get a negative
Metroplex or at your condo, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get a negative score in your 15-minute city.
Nobody will talk to you. You have to take the slow train to work. Yeah.
All right, listen, Rio. We're getting close to the top of the hour. We're going to be joining see, Billy doesn't even own a car because he lives in the city. It makes no sense. How much would it cost to park a fucking car?
Oh, parking cars in the city is like ridiculously.
Yeah. The thing is, everything is ridiculous. And the thing was, here's the thing. People are getting upset about how much shit costs now, but they don't realize that shit costs this much in New York always. It was always fucking expensive to live in New York, to pay rent anywhere in New York. Same thing in Hawaii.
Like a little studio apartment in New York is like $5, $6, $7 grand a month, depending on, you know.
What jobs are you working at, man? Making that kind of fucking money. I'm serious. There's hundreds of thousands of people in these fucking tiny apartments paying thousands of dollars a month. They're making enough money in the city to fucking survive. What kind of jobs are you getting?
Well, you know, it's weird because there was a thing on the news the other day about, you know, the average income in so I think it's in Westchester County is something like $500,000 a year, and I'm like, who the hell is making $500,000 a year? Like, as an average person,
nobody.
You know, I mean,
it's the same fuckers that are going to fly here from all over the world, and rent cars, and drive over here to Santa Cruz to stay at this new hotel. There's millions.
Those people don't exist, man. I mean, they do. That's just kind of weird. Like, people do have money now because they haven't spent it for so long. There's a pandemic. They got used to being a hoarder. And there's a lot of people who have an abundance of cash to spend. That's going to dry up really fast, man. It is. Like, they're just going to spend it at that hotel and have their Camelot experience or whatever, and that's going to be it, man. Then what are they going to do? Then it's $5,000 a month for your little room over in New York.
You know what? There's a fucking millionaire that went broke, and a guy said to him, "Hey, man, what happened? You had everything. You had millions of dollars. You had this, you had that. What happened?" He goes, "How'd you lose all your money?" And the guy said, "It was slow at first, and then in the end, it went really fast." And see, that's what's going on right now, because when all these prices started getting bigger and everything started costing more, people started throwing down on their credit cards with that shit. And they just went ahead and like everything was going to be all right. You know, like at some point prices are going to go down, but prices aren't going to go down anymore.
Well, you know, the one thing I've learned is that people who keep their money are the ones who actually, they're frugal, right? People who seem like they have money, or they do things that make sense economically. You would call them, you know, they get called penny pinchers or stingy or whatever. But that's the reason that they hold on to their money, because they don't just dump it. You know, if you get a scratch off lotto ticket, I mean, you win $5,000, say, right? The smart thing to do is to maybe pay a bill or two and put some of that money in the bank, right? But what happens is somebody goes, "Oh my gosh, I just won $5,000. I'm going to go spend $7,000." You know?
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying earlier. That, I mean, I don't think people are up to that anymore. The thing is, I don't think people are sitting around with money sitting there thinking they got to go somewhere and you spend that money. And I misquoted that millionaire dude. I'm pretty sure what he said was slow at first and then all at once, I think was what he actually
it goes
said.
over the edge, right?
Yeah.
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 Well, that's
if your income is $5,000 a month, and you're regularly spending $4,800 out of that $5,000, the one time you get in trouble, it pushes you right over the edge. The smart guy spends $2,000 a month and saves the other $3,000 for the rainy day. And then when the ups and downs happen, they carry through. But these
Jeremy,
people don't think like that. If it's in their pocket, it's burning a hole.
Jeremy in the chat saying sees a lot of dudes at work. They have to work 10 or 12 hours a day to keep up the payments on their fancy trucks.
Yeah, that's no doubt. That's no doubt, dude. You know what I found
That's
out
the
was
thing,
during the
dude,
pandemic.
Listen, I'm just saying. Let me just say this to you. Okay, the car business, they sell cars. Okay, right? Butts and seats. Right. The thing is, if I find out I can sell you a fucking car for $60,000, why am I going to sell cars for less than $60,000? If I can sell you a fucking truck for $60,000, why would there be anything else on my lot less? I mean, if I can convince you to fucking pay for 10 years, like $1,200 a month for a fucking truck.
Crazy. Yeah.
That car salesman, car salesman's living in one of those $5,000 apartments you guys are talking about in New York. All right, listen, we're going to be joining Ground Zero Plus here at the top of the hour, Rockin' Rio. So do you want to reestablish our connection?
Oh, yeah.
Because it's going to end after an hour. All right. We'll be right back. My name's Jimmy. It's in the Microcosm Revolution Radio. That's Rockin' Rio. Epic Journeyman's here. You're here. Billy's over there. Maybe he'll join us. We're hot. Hey, it's Friday night. It's Ground Zero Plus. Mom's Jimmy. Into the Microcosm. Hour number 2 is on the app. We're here to raise a little sand. Rocket Radio, you're going to gather up all the pieces, make an island. You might even raise a little sand under the epic journeyman over there. So, hey, welcome. Ground Zero Plus listeners, Revolution Radio, it's the Independent Broadcast Network. My name's Jimmy. It's in the microphone. There goes Jimi Hendrix. Rocket Radio, are you there? I can't hear you.
I should be there now.
There you go. Yeah. So it looks like Billy wants to join us. And,
okay.
And it's good timing. I mean, if you want to add him. So now I see that now it's been, I've grown up, here in America. I've been around the block here and there. I've been called names in my time. I've been called a name or two, I'd say. One of the names I got called at some points here and there was I got called a cracker. But, it was a derogatory term, meaning I was white. When somebody called me a cracker, or called me gray meat or something, like that.
Gray meat?
Yeah, gray meat, But the thing is, I mean, it's just a term, and I used to laugh because I used to think to myself, there was this place called Cracker Barrel. And I was thinking it was funny, It's kind of funny that there was this, derogatory term for a white person. And then there was a restaurant called Cracker Barrel. I always thought that was kind of funny. But now, apparently, I don't know if you guys see this now, but Cracker Barrel now has changed their logo. They had a logo that was there. It was their, it was like a dude sitting on a chair next to a barrel, leaning there or doing something. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. Sitting there.
Just in the chair, looking at the barrel, kind of leaning over doing something. Yeah, that's all it was. It's just some dude in a chair. Yep.
Well, apparently, it wasn't moonshine in the barrel. And he didn't.
No, it was obscure. It's just some guy tending to a barrel.
They used to ship. A chair. They used to ship crackers in a barrel to keep them from getting broken, and so that's what the whole barrel meant. But the thing is, I guess people, what does it represent? What they think there was like a rope and a shotgun behind the barrel? What the fuck's going on? Why'd they have to get rid of the old man? I don't get it.
I don't know. They said probably the same reason they got rid of Uncle Ben and Aunt Jemima. It offended.
No, it's the same reason they got rid of.
Offended somebody, so
Colonel Sanders, right? It's Colonel Sanders. That's what I thought of immediately. It's like stylizing it to KFC instead of Kentucky Fried Chicken, where you had the Colonel.
Well, they had to do that for legal reasons because they don't sell chicken anymore.
Well, listen, yeah, it's PK 189 or whatever the fuck it is. No, but seriously, so they're changing now. Have you seen they're not only changing the logo, but they're also changing the whole interior of the restaurant and taking away like the cool, the theme that it had before, where this is a kind of old place with shit on the walls.
Yeah,
this kind of
like
thing.
the old West country store kind of feel.
Yeah. A shotgun.
And they've changed the menu. I was actually had some when I was on my road trip, and it's
I like
some of the standards are still there, but it's not the same as it used to be.
I used to like Cracker Barrel, man.
I used to love Cracker Barrel. It was always good food. It always sat well. You didn't have to worry about what it was if it was gonna keep you up all night or.
And it was that skin on the fried chicken with those mashed potatoes, man. There's all kinds of good stuff. And then the gift shops, you'd always find some cool shit. As a matter of fact, I got a hat in the other room, a Stetson, that I got at a Cracker Barrel when I was in Tennessee 2 years ago.
Oh, really? I didn't know. I never seen a Stetson at a Cracker Barrel, like an actual
telling
Stetson.
You right now. Well, I'll get it on the break.
Well, I mean, I believe you. It's just maybe I haven't been to that Cracker Barrel.
We've been
most of them are pretty much the same, but there's always something different in every one.
Yeah. Well,
it's like the local fair,
Hold on. Yeah, no.
yeah,
So I mean, the thing about it is though, it's got something to do with like some sort of racism or whatever. It's like it's incredible that society has gotten to this point where, you know, I don't know. It's just like it's like these.
Well, it's not that society has gotten to the point. It's that you know they push this whole thing of like catering to the 1 in 1,000 that complains about it. You know,
No,
it's the same thing with the other agendas.
That's what I mean. These minions have been dispatched and been put into positions of power, and they're hey, we've been joined by Billy Ray Valentine. Billy, did you go to Cracker Barrel?
I don't know. I don't think they have one in New York City.
No, but Billy doesn't just stay in New York. God, come on, man.
No. You have to come. You have to go upstate to get yourself some Cracker Barrel.
I'm telling you right now, man. When this song used to come on when I was at the club. Now let me ask you a question, Rockario. And something's telling me you're gonna say yes to this question. But see, now the thing is, I shouldn't have said that, because now even if you were gonna say yes, you may just say no just to make old Jimmy look like I, wasn't right.
No, I'll answer you.
All right. Tell the truth now. Have you ever done the electric slide?
Yes, but not well.
Fucking do it.
A lighter sound provided by Jam and James on a flex. Guess what's coming next?
This is Billy's cut right here.
On the mic to engage in a row. Pump the rounds down like a connected flow. Just for you and your crew, so you can taste the rhythm from this Latin active race. As it takes control of your body and soul, feel the physical.
I see Billy's square is lighting up. Does that mean you're making noise, Billy? Are you over there?
He's got his hand raised.
Why can't he talk? I can't hear him.
I don't know.
We don't hear you, Billy.
Maybe he's muted.
He can't get Latin active if we can't hear him. Man, you should see the shoulder pads on this chick.
I remember when Daniel Tomlinson did the electric slide at the end of his career. Not that it ended his career, but he did a whole video of him doing electric slide.
Billy said he's not muted, yet we cannot hear him. Now Billy's over there doing the electric slide right now.
Maybe that's why.
I see Billy Ray in the chat with the weird B3 logo. I wonder what that is.
Now the show is just about us not hearing Billy. See how Billy stole all of our attention.
We're gonna start playing Tommy.
The audience was listening to us, and now they're all wondering why Billy can't connect. Billy, he doesn't even have to be here, and he gains all the attention. Look at him. I'm just fucking with you, Billy. Come on, man.
On the Cracker Barrel thing, man, they don't have them in Hawaii, and they didn't really have them in San Diego, so I'm not missing it. I think they had them in Charleston when I was stationed there. So I might have eaten there once or twice. I travel cross country all the time. I'm sure I stopped
I'm gonna open up the phones a little bit.
Somewhere.
I'm gonna open up the phones a little bit later about this whole Cracker Barrel issue, because I heard somebody. I don't think
it's a big deal.
Honestly.
I
do. It's going to be a big deal.
You do?
It's Cracker Barrel is going bye.
Well, they're making it a big deal, but has it really changed, or just changed the
logo? It's
changed.
Because I like I said, I just had some on the road trip, and the store itself, or I should say the restaurant itself, still had the Old West feel to it, with the old antique sign.
Yeah.
We'll go right now and
the menu is significantly different, and nowhere near as good as it used to be.
Really?
And, you know,
Yeah,
like
because I
that's
never ate there. I mean, too much, not enough to make a commentary, right? So I'm not an expert in this, right? So at all, I've eaten there 2 or 3 times. So,
Okay,
but it hasn't really changed that much. That's what I'm wondering.
I
about.
tried
Yeah,
that.
it
I tried
has.
just now. I went over there and muted Billy, because I was going to mute him and unmute him. But now that I muted him, I can't unmute him. So now, Billy, unmute yourself and see if you can hear you, because I can't unmute you now for some reason. It's Latin activity, man. See what happens.
Trouble and bass as I rock your partner, stop and make you dance and have a question. Are you still in a trance? Annie, listening to my notes. Come on, get on your
Anyways,
feet. Where bounces down.
I think people. The problem is that there's a specific people that go to Cracker Barrel, and I don't think they're. I think they're. You know, they're going to be offended by the new decorations and everything. The whole changing of the whole thing. I think they'll be offended. I think it's like a Bud Light moment. You know. Is anybody there?
I was muted. I don't know if it's quite that bad. I mean, just
Okay.
my observation from the outside, it looks like Rio's talked about the food being different, so I know about that. But the logo thing, I mean, it seems like they're blowing that a little out of proportion, because this, to me, like a KFC to Colonel Sanders, you know, kind of change, right? Or like Jack in the Box when it changed their logo
No,
to
man.
the
If you go driving,
stylized
if
version.
you go driving around America, you're going to see a Cracker Barrel, man. Rio, how many Cracker?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Rio, I don't want to say where you went or why you went, but I'll say you were on a road trip. It was lengthy. How many Cracker Barrels did you bump into on the way?
Well, let's see. There was one that was about 15 minutes from. Well, you can say where I went. From the house in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So we would go there on occasion, and then as we traveled across I-10, we stopped at 2, and I know there was a couple more. So, you know, it was an 1,100-mile trip, but. I would say probably about 5 of them between Texas and Florida on I-10.
Hey,
Give-
we're
give or
Yeah,
take.
yeah.
we're
So I'm
not-
right though, right? It's the I-10 corridors, like where I remember seeing them the most. Yeah.
We're number 10 and number 11 on TalkStream, because we're on Ground Zero Plus and Revolution Radio. It's into the microcosm every Friday night. So now listen, is Billy? Can we hear you, Billy?
I reconnected him.
I know, and I don't hear him.
Still don't
Okay,
hear him.
Billy, call this number, Billy. 831. We had this problem last week. Call this number, Billy. 831-337-8711. Give me a call, and then we'll just hook you up through here. Over here on this thing. That's how we did it last time. We couldn't get Billy to work last time he came on here.
Maybe it's a setting in his computer or whatever he's using to.
I don't know. So listen, this is what so before you guys got here, Ground Zero Plus, before you got here, what we were talking about is we're talking about the face of the world that we live in completely and utterly changing and moving into a future where consumerism does not look like it used to look. People are not going to run around consuming in the same way that they were before. People are going to want to hang on to what they have. And as a matter of fact, half of what you can buy now new isn't half as good as the shit that you bought 5 years ago.
30 years ago. Yeah, 30 years ago.
Or
Yeah,
even 5 years
that's
ago.
right.
Because companies have been sold and sold and sold, and they keep, skimping on the old family recipe. A pair of Levi's isn't the same Levi's that you bought.
No.
They used to
Not
have,
at all.
didn't they have 2 mules pulling on a pair of Levi's? I mean, that was the logo, right?
Commercial. Yeah.
It's not like that anymore. I bought a pair of Levi's, I put my hand in the pocket, they literally tore the whole pocket off. And I wasn't playing pocket pool either. I was just reaching for my keys. You know what I'm saying? So, it's not the same company as it was before. But back to what we were saying about this consumerism. Now, the face of it has changed. So the retail aspect of people marching around. Hang on a second. The idea of people marching around, stuffing shit in bags that they don't need. No one's doing that anymore. People are paying their bills, but they're doing it with their credit cards. They're buying gas at a price that's, pretty typical of being like around $5 a gallon. Now, have you joined us, Billy? Let me hear you.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Yeah, so there's Billy. Now, Billy.
What's up?
Before we're just about to get into some of this here about the face of consumerism moving into the future and these jobs that are going to be lost, and that the fact that people think that the job loss is just going to be because of AI, but it's not only going to be AI taking jobs, Billy. It's going to be AI is going to be taking these jobs, but also it's because people aren't spending money. If you don't if you don't sell something, nothing moves in this world. Right, so most of what everybody does is all around selling some piece of shit to somebody somewhere, pretty much, and then you have like marketing and so on and so forth. So then the marketing people, who are they marketing to? Who are these advertisements that you see every fucking 5 minutes on TV and every couple of seconds on YouTube or wherever else? They're spending all this money to advertise to you, except for you're not buying anything. See, the thing is everybody's been over advertised. No one's buying anything, and no one's going down and marching around in malls, stuffing shit in bags, store to store to store. Are they, Billy? Are you seeing that in New York? Because that was one of the big things about New York is shopping, right? Everybody likes to go there to go shopping so they can buy some shit. You know what I mean? Walk around and just look for some shit and then buy it. Shopping. That's not based on price. You're not. Shopping doesn't have anything to do with trying to find a lower price. It has to do with trying to find some shit that you had no idea you wanted until you fucking laid eyes on it. And you can't get it unless you go down to the special shopping area. You know, Billy. So now, are people shopping in New York?
Yeah, people are still shopping in New York, man. I'm convinced that Rio doesn't live in New York. I don't know where Rio lives. People are still shopping in New York. I mean, it's what's happening is people are broke now, but people are still shopping. And like I was listening to you guys talk, man, and I just wanted to hear the show, but it's just, I travel quite a bit, not quite a bit, but I make sure I get something in during the year, at least once or twice. And people got money, bro. Listen, I work hard. I have 2 jobs. I do okay. It's not, I'm not rich by any stretch, but I do all right, and so does my wife, and we're able to pull these things off, and we take the kids to theme parks or whatever the hell they want. We do it. We go to movies all the time. We go out to eat. We're in the mall shopping, all of this shit. There are people out there that are doing this shit, and I don't know how they're doing it. You understand?
Well, I'm going to just tell you this, man. I don't know when you were traveling, when the last time you were somewhere in a mall, and not like in New York City, where it's basically the whole thing. The whole thing is a fucking mall because it's a store. Every other store every other thing is something that
right. I mean, it's gone down for sure. Like it's not like
dude. I'm telling you right now. Listen, where I live.
Yeah.
Okay, where I live, there's a mall. Okay, there's a Macy's in that mall, and there's 2 floors in that Macy's. It's a fucking giant Macy's. It's filled to the brim with shit. Okay, there's nobody in there.
Right.
There's nobody in there.
Right.
There's nobody in the mall buying tennis shoes. Okay, nobody is in that mall buying jack shit. But it used to be full of people stuffing bags full of tennis shoes and all this other stuff. But that's not the way retail is anymore. Retail is completely different. The face of it has changed, and the training went on during the Michelle Pfeiffer incident to where we want to sit here and order shit. Now, listen, I've been ordering my groceries from a grocery store here, and I just order them, and they fucking show up. And I don't go to the grocery store. I don't lift no boxes. I don't tote that bale. I don't bring the water. I carry bottles of water. I just order it and it comes here. That is the face of what retail is going to look like. Because this other space, all this retail space, people, I mean, I don't see people mobbing in restaurants over here. But maybe they are somewhere else. But, I mean, if there's anywhere where people would have disposable income, it would be in a town like the one that I live in.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I've seen a decline this year in the amount of people coming over here to go to the beach. So,
yeah.
So
no, there's definitely a decline for a variety of reasons, and I think it's nationwide. A stat came out that it's like 3.1 million tourists who are missing here in New York.
Yeah, that's what
at this point.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Right.
saying. Where are
the
these?
Canadians don't want to come down here. People don't want to come for obvious reasons. With what Trump is doing to everybody, people don't want to come.
Well, yeah, I mean, the military's on the streets with loaded weapons.
Right.
But that's
Right.
beside the. But
They're going
beside
to Paraguay in 1967.
just remember,
Yeah.
what was the first thing George Bush said after 9/11? He said, "Fucking go shopping, man. Go shopping."
Go live, right? Go shopping, and I mean we still do that. Like I'm gonna start taking videos so you can see. I mean I did that once, but you didn't see it. But I'm gonna start doing that. Like next time I go to the mall, and I live in the Bronx, right? And the Bronx is the most. What is it?
I'm still.
We need the most help over here, right? As far as economic wise, in the Bronx, out of the 5 boroughs, we are the poorest borough. And you go to the mall here, it's packed, depending on what day you go. And people are buying stuff.
Well,
and they're not buying cheap stuff. They're buying expensive shit.
Is it a bunch? Is it a bunch of immigrants with those credit cards that the government gave them?
That's a myth, largely.
I'm just fucking.
We can get into that now.
I'm teasing you, man.
People believe this shit, JG.
I know.
People believe this crap,
I know. I'm teasing you, man.
I could tell you, Billy, honestly, if you drive an hour up here and go to the mall, the local mall here, it's a ghost town, dude.
It's probably. I believe you. I believe you're right.
No, I was kidding, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
JG,
good.
I'm talking to you right now in $550 headphones. And I walk around the street and everyone has these headphones. Everyone and their mother. And I'm like, how the hell are people pulling out 500? Yeah, these are.
What do you got? A pair of Sennheisers on or something?
Yeah, it's a Bose Quiet Comfort headphones.
These are Apple. These are the Apple.
Oh, they're the Apple ones. Okay. Yeah.
They're fantastic. I'm an audio.
I'll tell you what. I got a $30 pair of headphones on, and they're the best sounding pair of headphones I've had in a long time.
Well, let me just say this
crystal
now.
Clear and beautiful.
Now, let me say this, Billy. Now, are these headphones, Billy? No, hold on, you got my attention here. Now, are these headphones you're describing? Are these the style that gets stuck into the ear, or are they outside on the ear?
I have those too, but the one that I'm talking to you now are over the head, like over the ear ones.
So now I'll just see right now. I could see a street gang that rides up on a bike and just snatches those headphones off people's heads.
Yeah, Segway.
There was a thing that it happened a couple of times, of course, but largely people are walking around the city wearing these things, and no one does anything to them because everybody has them.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
No, and Billy, I see them all fly a lot through the airport all the time.
They're a dime a dozen.
I went to Florida. I just came back from Florida like 3 weeks ago. And I took,
did you go to Cracker Barrel?
I did go to Cracker Barrel. Actually,
fucking A.
Because we don't have it up here.
There you go.
I love Cracker Barrel.
Me too.
The closest Cracker Barrel here is Newburgh, so that's how far you'd have to go to get it.
I don't even know where the fuck that is.
What?
Beacon,
but I went down there, and every time we go down there, we go to the Cracker Barrel and eat, and it's always the best meal I have on the trip.
There you go.
Hands down. And what I love the most about it is how traditional it is. Like you walk in there, it's like you're going into the Wild West or something, some frontier town.
No, it's not like
right?
that
and
anymore.
Well, they're changing it now, but I just came from there.
Are you
it
going?
Was like that.
No, I know, but are you going?
Right.
Are you going to go back there when it has stupid? It has a cutting board and a rolling pin on the wall instead of a shotgun over the fireplace.
I think they're really messing it up.
They fucked it up. They're going to go broke
by changing it.
Mark my words. Short their stock.
I love.
Short their stock. Short their stock
ahead,
immediately. I'm saying short their stock immediately. I'm not giving you financial advice. No, they're never going to turn it back. They better unless they say they're sorry all of a sudden. I mean, some people
unless they get a different CEO who comes in and says, "Look, that last one was an idiot, and we're going to fix this."
and we're going to change.
I think they will, man.
Right?
I think they will.
I hope so.
I think they
These
will.
people come in, and if anybody's worked in corporate America, they know when new people come. I don't know how long this woman had there, but if new people come in, they want to make their.
Why is the old white man sitting on the porch in a chair racially offensive to people?
Because the new CEO is a lesbian.
And just got divorced.
But what does that have to do?
That's the truth. That's exactly what it is.
Well, but I'm asking why is but I mean, is there something where lesbians don't like old white men sitting next to barrels on porches? I mean,
we don't like men in general.
So I mean, there is. I'm just thinking
it's
like
misogynistic, Jimmy. It's misogynistic.
What I predict, I'll tell you my honest prediction. I think that the logo's going away. The old man on the barrel's probably going away. They'll still have a stylized logo, but
gone.
the rustic theme will return. It'll stay. I think it will.
I think so. I mean, I hope.
Go on Google Images right now. Go on Google Images right now.
No, I know what it looks like right now. I'm just saying that I think it'll come back. I think that'll come back.
You know what it looks like right now?
The outcry is going to be legit for that.
You've gone and looked at what their new design is going to be?
Yeah, I have. Yeah. It's just sterilized.
It's awful. I ain't going in there. I'm telling you right now, I'm not going. I'm never going in there.
I think they'll bring back the theme. You know what I mean? Inside the store. Inside.
I don't care.
I only do it when I'm traveling.
You bringing back the theme. Hey, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Epic Journeyman, listen to me. Here's the thing. It's just like I was saying earlier. You bringing back the theme, okay? But it's just the theme and the name, and it has nothing to do with the original product that we're talking about. And that's the thing is Americans have gotten used to these names and names that they trust. And the people that were running those companies when the name built the trust are fucking long gone. And we're in a situation now where all and everyone wants to do is make money. Period.
I mean, is it Walmart like the prime example of that, right?
With what? With the radioactive shrimp that they just called back?
Yeah. Well, exactly, because when they we first had their first few stores, right? And what's his name? Sam there was in control. Like
Sam
they took care of their
they
took care of their people, right? They paid them a fair wage. They gave them days off. They gave them all the benefits, and they did. It was a decent place to work, right? And then as it got corporatized and the kids took over, and whatever happened, now it's the cheapest,
Waltons.
now it's the cheapest possible garbage you can get.
Yeah, well, what about
from China?
It used to be like you went down to the store, you bought some shit down there called ground beef, and now you're going down there.
There's actually beef.
Somehow along the way, what ground beef is, the definition of ground beef changed without your knowledge. You still think it's the old definition of ground beef, where it was beef that was ground up, but now it's not ground beef anymore. And you've been slowly being groomed with some different ingredient that's been some filler shit that's been put into your meat. How the fuck are you going to
acceptable
lab-grown meat?
30% of
how are you going to know?
Alive.
There is nobody inspecting any of this shit. They're literally making steaks out of scraps somehow.
Yeah, it's like a hot dog in a steak shape. It's ridiculous, man. And
it's
that's
like the
what the
plastic
problem is.
rice too, right?
Or the bio, lab grown meat. It's all born in a petri dish. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. So the thing that's changed is the thing that's made this all happen is by change. If you look at the failure of American society, there's two things. One is failure through fluidity, right? Remember that term, failure through fluidity. And the other one is failure through the lack of holding to a principle and a definition. By that I mean they changed the meaning of the word. So if you go back 30 years ago, the word doesn't mean the same thing as it did back then.
No.
If you go back 100 years ago, it's totally different.
And here's where you got
change the definition.
This is where you got to get down to the fucking nitty gritty of what we're talking about. So, everything in this world and in this country, for sure, is a contract. And so it's contractual language. And, the language that's used and the definitions of words in this dictionary are completely different than what they mean to you and I. So you go look at the Black's Law Dictionary, go look up what's a human being in the Black's Law Dictionary. Epic Journeyman? What the definition?
I know what a monster is. A monster is a person who doesn't own property.
Yeah, a monster. Exactly, a person, right? A person. Yeah, no. So I mean, overall, seriously, there is nobody looking at any of this food. How many of these companies? How many of the main companies? Somebody should Google it or ChatGPT it and tell me how many companies with American brand names are now owned by China. Because there's quite a few of them. I mean, there's more than we could even remember at this point.
Through third parties. It's with third parties, right? So like when China bought out Paramount, for example, back in the day, I don't know if they still own them actually, but the fact that they did back then, Paramount owns like farms and other commercial ventures that things people wouldn't even realize, right, at the time. Because China got the majority share, right? Then that whole thing became China owned, essentially, right?
What
and then that allowed this kind of thing, like, because we talked about it many times on the show. The fact you have chickens here in America, sent over to China to be processed and sent back to us. What kind of economic sense does that make? It makes none at all.
They do that with pork too.
And not to mention the inspection aspect of it. It's like they send one USDA guy over there. He hangs out, gets drunk with a bunch of hookers, shows up at the thing, and signs off on these certificates that he trained them to inspect exactly the way they would here in America.
Grades on the Epstein scale.
Yeah, but the thing is, like what I'm saying is, so if let's just say some foreign entity just buys up all these processed food companies and then just all of a sudden just decides to kill, poison, and make you sick 1 tablespoon at a time and all these processed foods, who the fuck is looking at this? There's nobody looking at this shit, is what I'm saying. I mean, you could be eating anything at this point. It says XYZ on the side of the bag. They have contracts where it has to be made in America. You know what they do? They buy boxes that say made in America on them. The box is made in America. The shit inside the box is not made in America.
But worse, they assemble it in Saipan or someplace like that. That's an American territory in Micronesia, closer to China, and they ship it over here.
That's what I mean.
Say it's made in America.
Are you reading ingredients on the side of a bag, Billy, when you buy something? Like you go down and get yourself a box of Cheetos, a bag of Cheetos. Are you like looking at it and see what's in it? Or you just...
Sometimes it depends. Like I have a water app for water. So whenever I go buy water, I always check the app because it changes month to month. Mm-hmm. So I see where the score is for the water. So I do that for water, but I don't do it for other things. Like you mentioned macaroni and cheese. Like I'll just buy the macaroni and cheese. Right, and I won't check. So it kind of probably cancels each other out. But I have this water app that I pay for because I don't know.
Hey, listen, I'm eating all the shit that I'm talking about. So it's not like I'm not sitting here preaching to people saying what I'm saying and I'm not eating it just like you are. That's what I'm saying. What else am I going to eat?
Right.
What?
No, you're right.
What difference does it make?
Like Chris Rock said, like, go ahead, buddy.
I'm just saying, what difference does it make what's on the side of the bag? It could really be in there. It could just be the bags that they're using from the company that was there before, but they really changed everything that's in the fucking bag.
Yeah. They're made in Kansas, sure.
Hey, listen, I'm going to run in the house real quick and grab a cup of coffee. So, Rock and Rio, jump in here. You guys, we're moving into a different age, an age where I think the whole aspect of consumerism is going to change. Because, I mean, Billy, you're moving into these 15-minute cities, you got a consumption rate, it costs extra, everything's, pay as you go type of society where there's not a lot of extra money left over. I mean, because of the displacement of everybody that's going to begin with the decline and how much money people are spending to buy up this or that down at the mall, which people aren't doing it. They're doing it on Amazon. Right? But then they're doing it on Amazon, but then the mall doesn't get any, taxes in there. They don't get, the residual town itself. There's a whole society, there's a whole aspect of the society that's built around the mall. The fact that people are going to be coming there and then other stores put, their stores around there.
Well, if you think about it, Jimmy, though, even and Billy could probably verify this, like right where you live, essentially, even though it's a big city, is still a 15-minute city, right? You could survive without ever having to leave a 15-minute barrier, right? Right, Billy? I mean,
Yes.
I'm sure there's food,
Yeah.
there's food there, the movie theaters there, you're close enough to everything that you could survive without ever having to leave that boundary.
Yeah, I'm in a 15 minutes.
I never have to leave the Bronx, but I don't really even have to leave like a 3-block radius.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like you're
Right.
in a way you're already in that,
Mm-hmm.
See?
Yeah.
See? Hold on. Nathaniel Dove over there is saying in the chat, they're not going to it either. They're not going to Cracker Barrel.
Why? Why
Yeah,
are we
I
not
think
going to
Ronan
Cracker
said that
Barrel?
too. I saw somebody else earlier said that.
That's what I mean. Cracker
Let's-
Barrel. I'm telling
let-
you, short that stock. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm saying hypothetically.
Is the food bad? Like, why are we not going? I don't understand. Right? So they changed the logo a little bit.
I know something about this.
What's
I've
up?
been following Twitter the last couple of days because I got a premium account
Yeah.
for some inexplicable reason. And what it is, it's a huge trending topic on Twitter and X right now. It's like the biggest thing on X is Cracker Barrel. I mean, I'm
Is it
not,
really?
I'm not even
Right.
exaggerating. Yeah.
I had
it's,
no idea that
it's a
even
rhetorical
made
question.
the
Like,
X
why are?
ratings.
Yeah, I don't know why this would be a big deal. Like to me, it has an artificial aspect to it. It really does to me. Like what you guys are saying is the food hasn't changed. And people in the listening crowd here,
But the food has changed.
well, it hasn't really. To me, like I'm the outsider because I haven't traveled across I-10
Well,
corridor
if the
for years.
menu
so I
has
don't
been
know.
revised, so like
Yeah.
some of the favorites, like my uncle used to love Sunday chicken, right? They don't have Sunday chicken no more.
It's in the rice, man.
I mean, I thought it was good. I didn't think the food was bad by any stretch, even if it
I didn't
changed.
think the
just had
food
it a couple
tasted
of
bad
weeks.
when
I
I
always
was
liked
there
it. Yeah,
either,
when I
but
had it, I was good.
Some
yeah.
some of the stuff that I would have liked to have had, because some of my favorites were not on the menu anymore. So,
I would just say, like, let's not get caught up in the culture war aspect of all of this. Like, if we don't want to go in there because it doesn't look the same way, which is, I love the way it looked, and I love the store that's attached to it. It's a whole experience, right? I love that. If they keep that and they change the logo, so what? Like, I don't see the big deal.
Well, that's
We're
because
being
you're not
manipulated.
That's because you're not a cracker, man.
Well,
I'm with Billy on this one though. Like,
I'm a
that's
cracker.
what I'm saying. Like, if it doesn't change, the rustic theme inside, like if that remains, like for those old of us, excuse me, I can't speak. Those of us old enough to remember. There you go. Those of us old enough to remember. I say it twice. There used to be a place called Sambo's back in the day. It's called Sambo's. It had this whole theme with the tiger and the big wall hangings, and the Indian theme and the tiger, across the jungle in India and all that stuff. And it was actually a pretty fun place to go eat, actually, back in the day.
And
but it was really racist,
And you don't mean,
but you don't mean. What was the big thing in the mall about 10 or 15 years ago? Remember the rainforest cafes with the jungle atmosphere and all that?
Oh, that'd be
what
great.
happened to them?
Elvis had
they all
the
went
jungle
broke.
room, yeah.
No, they still have a massive rainforest cafe sitting in Disney Springs. Everything is super expensive in Disney Springs. That place is amazing. There's a giant volcano, and if you go in there, they have fish all over the place, and it's always packed.
Yeah.
I don't know where else they have these places, but right. So that's still a thing. I would just say, I don't like that they're changing this personally. I am not the target audience for this sort of shit, but I loved it anyway.
I know,
but
that's the thing.
I don't see the point to boycott it. If you like it.
Well, it's not that
if
I'm
you
gonna,
like the food,
it's not
go
that,
eat the food. Like,
yeah, but it's not that
I'm not talking about anybody on the phone call. I'm not talking about you, Rio. I'm talking in general. If
I'm
you
not,
like the food, go eat the food.
I'm not just.
Like this.
I'm not
Go
gonna.
ahead, buddy. Go
I'm
ahead.
not gonna boycott it. But
I'm not gonna
the thing
boycott
is I'm not boycotting it. But the thing is, man, if I see Cracker Barrel, it's not gonna resonate with me like it did before. I'm not gonna feel.
I would say I would appeal. I understand.
I don't feel
even though I would probably still like the food, I do like the ambience and the atmosphere and the country store and all that, and some of
I love
looking
that.
at the trinkets.
I love it.
And I would be less attracted or less likely maybe to stop at one.
How
if,
did let me
if
ask you
the
this question?
experience was not the same experience?
Is there
And I think that's how a lot of people feel about it. Less likely to be attracted to a
Is there
different experience.
stereotyping going on in the recognition of the man? I mean, why does the man? Is it? I don't understand. Is it the fact that he's a man, or the fact that he's somehow someone's determined he's a
that's
white
where I think
man?
they're taking it away.
It's the fact that he's an old white man.
White man.
That's what I
it's
would
the
think
old
he's
rugged
being
white man. It's like the Marlboro man, right? They got rid of him too, and not because smoking's bad for you. They got rid of the Marlboro man because he was an iconic symbol.
He was an independent. He was up on Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
You can still be the Marlboro man. The Marlboro man was never there.
He was too manly of a man.
Well,
I don't think that's what it is. I don't think that's what it is.
I hate to break it to you, but the Marlboro man was never there for the ladies. He was always there.
He might not have been, man.
No, he was.
Yeah, that kind of look to him.
And he did it.
Just saying.
He had a certain sparkle in his eye, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I'm just thinking, like in the case of this Cracker Barrel thing, that is a culture war kind of war on Christmas, Fox News kind of generated thing, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
I don't think if they keep the atmosphere of the restaurant intact and they got rid of the old guy with the barrel, I don't think that's a big deal,
thing,
man.
though, man.
No, if they were
I
buying
agree.
the logo, that'd be one thing. But they're changing everything. That's the whole point.
Well, that's different, though. That is different.
That's the thing. And if we're going to not go to Cracker Barrel because they've changed the ambiance of it and you don't like the food, that's fine. Let's just not be manipulated into the culture war aspect of this, which is why it's trending on X. It's not because they're changing the inside.
Here's the
It's
thing,
because-
Billy. Here's the
What's up?
thing.
Mhm.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
People of color, for them, it's sort of like it's funny and an inside joke because
it is.
you
It's like
call-
Sambo's in reverse, isn't it? It is. It's
you
Sambo's
call
in reverse.
Whitey a cracker. Whitey is a cracker. So like I'm sure there's been more than one person of color who laughed about that shit. Look at that Cracker Barrel. You know what I mean? So I mean,
definitely.
white people aren't
Definitely.
offended by the derogatory term, but I guess, and then they're sitting on the porch, they're minding their own business, leaning up against the barrel, and all of a sudden there's something wrong with the white guy or something. I don't get it, man.
It's a white woman getting rid of it too.
It's a lesbian
So
woman.
I don't know. I don't think it has anything to do with it. It's being turned into a culture war issue, and that's where we are now. Right? Everything is a culture war issue now.
It is.
But I think it's some corporate woman coming in there and trying to make her mark. It's stupid. I think what she's doing is dumb. I don't think she should have touched the logo. I don't think she should have touched and even if you're gonna change the logo, at least keep the essence of the restaurant. That's why I look forward to that, right? I wanted to go there and I want to go to the store and I want to pick up some crazy soda that I never had before and some freaking, I don't know, whatever they're selling. I picked up a book. Actually, I have it right here. Edgar Allan Poe.
Seriously, whatever happened to
the
fucking...
selected works of Edgar Allan Poe. I bought this at Cracker Barrel. It was dope. I have it right here in my hand right now. So it's I liked going there.
Me too.
I hope Epic is right and they just change it back. Not necessarily the logo, but the inside of it.
Well,
I dug the food.
There was
like
a moment. There was a moment where the iconic, rugged, independent cowboy, the symbol of American ruggedism, went up Brokeback Mountain. Okay.
Yeah.
And so like
John Wayne, the John Wayne character got feminized.
John Wayne, what was the name of that one movie with the fucking kids in it? I forget what it is. There's like 9 kids. It's him and John Wayne. I don't know. If I was to buy into this, like Billy's saying, these culture wars, it's like everything means something now. So this thing here, I'm telling you right now, this here is going to be a battle of the wills, and the people are going to speak on this because lots of people are just whatever else they didn't ever say nothing about. They didn't care. But this will be the thing that they'll care about for whatever reason, and they're gonna hammer that company into the ground.
It is the biggest thing on X right now. It is like this. This is like you can't get away from it. And so it's going to be hammered to the ground.
Right, and the opposite is happening to Target right now. And not necessarily the opposite. It's the same thing is happening to Target for different reasons right now. Because they went back on DEI. There's this giant boycott on Target, and they're losing a ton of money. They're like bleeding money, and the CEO had to step down. I don't know how much that even matters, but all of this stuff is happening now, and this is all culture war stuff. All of it.
But Target initially screwed up when they started marketing, transgenderism
the
to
rainbow stuff,
3-year-olds.
Yeah, but that's the thing is they went and they said Merry Christmas last year.
Yeah.
They said Merry Christmas, so they're trying to the Cowboys.
They're very middle of the road. Yeah, they're very middle of the road.
Amber, the Cowboys, exactly. Exactamundo, the Cowboys, ladies and gentlemen.
Just for the record,
keep the Gwyneth Paltrow candles.
You can't market transgender, transsexual stuff to 3-year-olds. You can't. The 3-year-olds aren't going to buy.
Who does that?
Well, Target did.
You're marketing it to the parents, right?
For some reason, there's these minions have been dispatched out of these colleges and these universities, and they all sit in positions of power, and they're put in these positions of power. Even Harley Davidson fucked up. Okay.
They're going out of business, bro.
I know.
Oh, look, and with Jaguar too, as a car company. I mean, they got a huge backlash from that.
The thing is why would you purposely wreck your shit?
To make a statement.
What? How much?
They're trying to make a statement.
I'm just saying.
Well, it's not making a statement. They bought in. They bought into the universal idea of non-gender, right? That's what they did. That's stupid. We're not going to cease being human beings. We are male and female, period, right? I mean, we are, right? We have those different assets, not pun intended. I mean, the idea is that, you have the hunter, you have the gatherer, and hunter-gatherers is what we are as human beings. You take that away, we're not human beings anymore.
Dude,
you take that away, we're not human beings anymore.
Listen,
and that's what people are. That's what the backlash is all about.
You aren't human beings. You're just another piece of meat.
I think it's the main reason why Donald Trump is in office, bro. It's this issue. The left overplayed their hand with this. The left pushed it too hard, and
no, Trump is in here. Trump is in here right now because he is a vessel for J.D. Vance. Because we are moving.
Well, Peter Thiel.
Yeah, Peter Thiel. Now listen, Billy. Earlier tonight, I don't know if you know this, but Peter Thiel has given a 4-part series lecture on the Antichrist, and so we're considering going to this or bringing it here to the show. So one of us may attend.
Off the record, but you have to pay for it.
It's off the record.
You have to pay for it.
You got to pay for all 4. So I guess in a way I'm plugging the Peter Thiel lecture on the Antichrist.
Oh, that came out already, didn't it? He did a whole interview on that.
No, he did an interview where they asked him if he was the Antichrist, and now he's going to.
So now he's going to do a whole episodic 4-part series on it. You have to buy into.
Here we go with this nonsense.
Well, the thing is,
I'm with you.
Don't worry, because you'll be there safe in your 15-minute city. And your smart ID will work, but when you try to leave your zone, okay, your ID won't work anymore, Billy. You'll go dead. You'll go limp, as it were, if you try to leave your zone, in your sector,
Well, that's what they're doing with the Dark Enlightenment. That's what they want to pull off, and I think that's what's going on with some of this federalizing the cops and federalizing these cities, because what they want to do is Curtis Yarvin, and that goes back to Peter Thiel and J.D. Vance. The only reason he's there. By the way, if you think Donald Trump is leaving and giving this to J.D. Vance, we'll probably have another thing coming. But anyway, they want to establish a CEO type leader not only for the nation, but for every major city. They want to divide it up like that, right?
I
That's
know,
what
Billy. We talked about this. We talked about this when Trump came into office about Yarvin and all this shit.
It bears repeating, and I've been yelling about this for years now, and I've been called crazy, Trump derangement syndrome, all types of shit. Well, here we are, right? Here we are, So this is what they seek to do. So and they say that we are the customer, the people are the customer, and we're going to vote for it with our feet. Meaning, if we don't like it, we got to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So
let's
see how this all plays out.
Yeah. Listen. The 19 states, the National Guard's being deployed. We talked about that in the first hour. We're coming up here at
coming
the top,
to New York. Yeah.
We're coming here at the top of the hour, and so we're going to be taking a break here, Billy. I don't know if you'll be able to hear the music, but when it goes quiet, that's what's going on. It's Ground Zero Plus. It's Revolution Radio. It's Into the Microcosm. My name's Jimmy. We're here every Friday night. You'll find us right after, immediately following Ground Zero. And we're super stoked to be here. Billy's show's here tonight, 7 o'clock Pacific on Sunday nights. You can find them, and we'll be right back, eh?
Gypsy woman told my mother before I was born, you got a boy child coming, gonna be a son of a gun, gonna make pretty women jump and shout, and then the world wanna know what's this all about, but you know I'm here. I got a black cat bone, I got a mojo too, I got the John the Conqueror. I'm gonna mess with you, I'm gonna make you girls lead me by my hand, and then the world's gonna know the Hoochie Coochie Man to know I'm here.
It's Friday night. Ground Zero Plus. It's into the microcosm. I'm going to be right back. Drop the top.
Mustang Sally. Guess you better slow that Mustang down. Mustang Sally, now baby. Guess you better slow that Mustang down. You've been running all over town. Oh, I guess I gotta put your flat feet on the ground. Sing it to 'em all the time, girls. All you wanna do is ride around, Sally. Ride, Sally, ride. All you wanna do is ride around, Sally. All you wanna do is ride around, Sally.
Well, I don't know why I came here tonight. I got the feeling that something ain't right. I'm so scared in case I fall off my chair. And I'm wondering how I'll get down the stairs. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Yes, I'm stuck in the middle with you. And I'm wondering what it is I should do. It's so hard to keep the smile from my face. Losing control, yeah, I'm all over the place. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. When you started out with nothing and you're proud that you're a self-made man. And your friends, they all come crawling, slap you on the back and say, please,
It's Friday night.
please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I've been around for a long, long year. Stole many
It's hour number 3.
soul of faith. I was around when Jesus Christ had his moment of doubt and pain. Made damn sure the pilot washed his hands and sealed his face. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guessed my name. But what's puzzling you is the nature of my game.
Rockin' Rio. Are you there, man?
Yeah.
Hey, man. Are you there, man?
Yeah, man.
All right, good. This reminds me of that. This comedian used to do this bit about Frank Sinatra and Sammy Davis Jr. Come on, Sammy. Hey, baby. Come on, Sammy. Hey, baby. Did Sammy Davis Jr. have a glass eye?
He did.
Oh, I don't know, man. You think he'd look at you with that glass eye? He wouldn't realize it, but his eyeball would be staring at you. And he'd be looking off into the distance. But his eyes going sideways looking at you.
Hey, man. Yeah. No. There's a whole thing about that, you know, that I don't believe it. But they said that after the whole death of the Satanic Church people, you know, the Playmate and the other one, that he sacrificed his eye. Right? So it said it was a car crash. I don't believe it. I'm just saying that is a thing.
Well,
Jane Mansfield and, lost her head, and yeah.
I'm still. I used to joke about it. That that there was a conspiracy that Stevie Wonder wasn't blind, but I saw a video. And it sure looked like he saw what was going on in the video.
Yeah, that's
seriously like
that's a thing now. A lot of people think that he's not blind.
Somebody
waved. Or at least like make a comedy about it called Legally Blind instead of Legally Blonde, right?
Somebody,
or at least he's not 100% blind. If he may not see well, but he does.
Somebody waved at him.
Does see,
and he waved back.
Yeah. And there was another story about I forget who it was that said it, but walked in. He walked into the elevator and said, "Oh, hey man, what's up?" And knew the guy's name, like just knew who he was in the elevator.
Nothing is sacred here on Into the Microcosm in hour number 3. Now, Billy, are you still there on the line?
Yeah, I'm still here, bro.
Did you take a break? Did you take a break? Did you drink some water? Did you scan the bottle?
Water, bro.
Did you scan the bottle?
I'm gonna go refill my water right now.
There you go. They're drinking, ladies and gentlemen. They're drinking water and breathing in through their nose and out through their mouth, because that's what you do when you get small here on Into the Microcosm on Friday night.
Right.
In the middle of the fucking night. Now, I mean, I want to steer away from the world stage and just bring it back local, Billy. Bring it back locals, because what we were talking about earlier is just because there's some fucking words written on the side of a package, why do we just take it for granted that whatever's in there is okay? I mean, have you ever seen so many sick people in your life? I mean, what is the number one construction shit going on everywhere, just about everywhere? It's hospitals, man. It's hospitals. Now, isn't it? I mean, it seems to me like they're getting us coming and going. In other words, if there's minions that can be dispatched to change Cracker Barrel, like we were talking about earlier, you can dispatch these minions. Well, couldn't they dispatch minions in all other aspects of everything else? Just to change the very fabric of the world that we live in? Nobody? The very fabric?
No, I was listening. Yeah, absolutely. You can change the fabric of reality that we live in by doing these minions doing things that just, you know what they do? Like I was talking earlier about changing the meaning of a word. Something that's simple, but it's not simple. It takes years to do it. Right? But that simple thing of just changing subtly the meaning of a word to where it doesn't just mean the defined thing you thought it did before. Now it has these multiple meanings. And those multiple meanings get hijacked and then amplified to become something totally different than what it meant before. It's like we were talking about expiration dates earlier on things you buy at the store. Those aren't regulated at all. Those are suggestions. So when it says it expires on April 16th and you have it to April 20th, oh man, it must be expired. No,
they're pumping.
Actually, it might have been expired before then. Nobody expected it. You don't know.
They're pumping nitrogen in these packages, man. And the minute you open the package, whatever's in it turns brown or rots. I'm serious.
No, that's 100% right. Carbon dioxide in the meat to make it look more red. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Carbon monoxide, actually.
Yeah, but I mean, what are you gonna do? The thing is like if you're dispatching minions into these corporations, couldn't those minions be operatives that are getting ingredients put into shit that we're eating that's sending us to the fucking hospital? I'm just saying, why are we should be, as a society, we're advancing, our technology is advancing, medicine should be advancing along with it to the point where we shouldn't be getting sicker and sicker. We should be getting better and better, shouldn't we? I mean, why is it, how come we're advancing technologically, but we're regressing everywhere else? Everything's getting worse and worse for the average person instead of it getting better. What in this whole technological advancement has gotten better for any of us working people? Nothing.
Well, that's the irony to me, is that we're living in a time when life should be better for human beings on Earth than it's ever been.
That's what I'm saying.
Right? I mean, there's so much great things that could be happening. There's, so many miracles of modern technology that enable us to live healthier, travel better, do everything safer, be housed, be, fed, and never have to worry about a thing in our lives. And yet, despite all those modern advances and things that make it possible for us to live our best life, there's forces at work that deny it from us deliberately. And with the very technology that we are talking about amplifying our ability to do those good things, they use it against us to keep us from having that happen. I mean, what is this eternal struggle between the have and have-nots where nobody should be a have-not in the first place, right?
But the thing is, man, what I keep trying to say is there has to be a bunch of people buying shit for all this to exist. If you're not buying anything, everything falls apart. I mean, who's the economic engine of the world? Who wants to sell their shit? Where do people want to sell their shit? What's the best place to put your shit if you want to sell it? Who's got pockets full of money that's just buying a bunch of shit out, going filling bags with shit? America. Well, what happens when America all of a sudden is not buying shit anymore? It's barely buying enough shit to keep its own thing going to where there's, everything just gets consolidated. These other companies go out of business. These bigger companies just buy them up, and then pretty soon they're in charge of every fucking piece of package that's on the shelf. I mean, there's a couple of dudes that they go into stores and they look at the products and they see that, they show which company owns everything that's on the shelf, basically. It's one company with fucking 50 boxes with different names on it. And every box got a different ingredient on it. So, I mean, what can you do at this point other than just eat what's there and available to you, right? I mean, what can you do? Is there anything you can do at this point? I mean, can you supplement? I mean, where do you get your supplements? Can you trust them? What's there now? Third-party relevance testing where third parties test the products and then they make a recommendation?
Or just pay them to do it.
Rock and Rio.
That's either you. Go ahead.
No, I was going to ask Rock and Rio. Now, did you do that methylene blue shit? Rock and Rio.
Yes.
You did methylene blue. Now, what did it do for you, man? Did it do anything? Wait a minute.
It seems to have. Yes.
Can we not talk about this shit on here? We better not talk about it. All right, so we can't talk about supplements on here because it'll be. No matter what I say, it won't matter. Even if I say
the hot dog diet got me ripped. Yeah.
Well, let me just say it's a nice shade of blue, and you should try it.
Huh. All right. Well, what it is was the big thing is it was the mitochondria, right? That's the big thing.
Yes, it affects your energy production mitochondria. It helps repair cells.
What is that racket? Is somebody washing their dishes?
It's those raccoons out in the yard somewhere. But I'll tell you this. I was listening to the Stanford doctor today on Bill Maher, who was talking about mitochondria and how you should go look at the sun in the morning and that kind of thing. But I've been seeing the last 2 weeks in particular, all kinds of references to mitochondria. Like, this is a deliberate effort. This is a deliberate campaign, talking specifically about mitochondria. How often do you hear the word mitochondria outside of biology class when you're a kid? It's all over the place right now. Like, it is a focused, deliberate campaign, like an advertising campaign. It's going on right now. It's been going on for at least the last 2 weeks that I've noticed it. It's probably been going on a little bit before then, but I've noticed the last 2 weeks in particular, and it's a very real thing. There's no doubt about it. So why the focus on mitochondria? What's that about? There's something to it.
Because that's where the energy production of the cell is.
Cell is, yeah. But why make that the focus all of a sudden? Why is that a thing? You know what I mean? I mean, it's been there for decades and actually centuries, and all of a sudden now it's just the thing. It's the in thing all of a sudden. And it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Maybe
Go to
because
YouTube right now, put in mitochondria. You're gonna find all kinds of things. I bet you right now.
Well, what is the topic? Why is it being discussed?
We're not giving medical advice.
It's an alternative health, is what it is. So like the Stanford guy that was on Bill Maher today, he was talking about in respect to like going out and flashing your eyelids essentially in the morning by looking at the low sun to get the mitochondria to react, make you healthier. That might be true. I'm on with that. Okay, sure. But there's all kinds of other things I've been reading the last 2 weeks that have nothing to do with that guy. It's been showing up in different social media feeds and on YouTube, but I'm not even looking for things on YouTube about mitochondria. It just shows up. You know, it's like, remember when the mud flood was everywhere? Everywhere you went was a mud flood in Tartaria, right? That's what this is like. It's like everywhere.
Maybe the AI is just targeting that to you for some specific reason.
Man, listen,
well, obviously it's not just me because it's on Bill Maher.
Listen, every single, what's popular, what people click on YouTube gets made into TV shows, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when they see something that's interesting to people, they'll make a TV show about it because they can see millions of people are interested in it. You know, they can see it ahead of time. So it's no big secret. So you can just sit here and watch what people. So now you can see advertisements where just every single advertisement's got a guy doing a podcast. It's some fucking lame shit where some dude's sitting there with a microphone that looks just like me right here. You know exactly the same. You won't be able to tell the difference. Matter of fact, it might be me. I'm not morphed into a different, situation.
You got a digital download of you, like a holograph showing up everywhere, like you're in the store somewhere, and all of a sudden there's this Jimmy guy wandering around the aisle. And Jimmy, and it disappears like an apparition, like a ghost, and you're like, oh man, I swear that was it.
I was watching this. Right? I was watching this videos earlier of this fucking guy, and he was walking up. He had a phone in his hand, and there was people in stores in retail environments standing there with their phones, doing something, shopping or whatever they're doing. They're standing there with their phone. And this guy had a sound he put on his phone to make it sound like it made a beeping sound. And he was going up to people and going, boop. He put it over their phone. And you go, right on, man. Thank you. You just gave me $250. And people are like chasing the guy and fucking with him and shit. He wasn't actually doing anything. But it was funny. The concept of it, of you standing there with your phone in your hand and some dude just coming up to you and going, boop, and robbing you. That's going to be a thing.
It's a thing now.
Where they rob you with your phone to phone, where they suck information off your phone and charge.
Well, like if you go to the convenience store and you use your Apple Pay at the counter, the guy next to you could snag it. Oh, so they're in there sniffing you when you're in a
Yeah.
There's another reason. It's just it's like the credit card scanner at the gas pump.
Yeah.
They put the extra little reader on the bottom of it that picks up your chip as you insert it into the regular chip reader. They can do that with phones now too.
See, there's another reason why you don't want to go to a store.
No, I see a scam here, right? I mean, it's obviously a scam, but check this out. This is a working scam. Like, boop. Oh man, thanks to $2,000. $2,000 what? Or 250 is probably a better number, right? Because more people have $250 than not in most cases. You go, and the guy chases you down. You go, oh man, sorry man. Look, dude, I paid $25 for this app. Just pay me back for what I spent. I'll give it back to you right now. Right? Send me over to Venmo or YouTube, or not YouTube, on whatever, PayPal.
This guy
right?
did
And
it to the same
I'll send it back to you. The guy gives him $25, right? And then he just goes beep, and there's never any transaction that took place for the $250. But he just scammed the guy out of $25.
This guy did it to the same guy 4 times in the aisle. He goes, hey, that's $1,000 now. Ah. Eventually, he got punched in the face.
The good con man will not get punched in the face. He'll say, "Look, man, I'm sorry, man. I paid $25, so I'll just give it back to you. Just pay me back for what I spent for it, right?" And how many people? 8 out of 10 probably will.
I'm just saying, it's a weird concept. Someone will be able to rob you like that etherically. They can walk up and rob you etherically, just just snatch your shit right out of your phone. And maybe they'll even be able to do it with their glasses, like someone was saying in the chat. They mentioned the glasses, Brent. Those glasses, I'm telling you, you're not going to know. They should have a thing on them so that everyone knows you have them on. I don't know, man. People were wearing, when those Google Glass first came out in San Francisco, there was like we could probably search it. There's a story of people getting punched in the face. You know, because they were sitting, they're recording.
They were very unpopular. Actually, my boss just got the Facebook
Meta glasses,
or the Meta enabled Wayfarers as prescription glasses, so he wears them all the time. And he's got a camera on his eye, on his temple now constantly.
Fuck that.
But it turns a little light on. But if you know the light's supposed to, so supposedly you can't override that.
It's so you just take a Sharpie and you color the dot, and it's
right. I know. But that's how they're getting by it. Like it's going to be all okay. No. And it's so well predicted in the David Brin 1992 novel Earth, right, where it's talking about the year I think it's 2030 or 2045. I don't remember which, but very transhumanist in that date, right? And it was about how like it predicted all this, like they call them sniffers.
Sniffers.
And they call them where you have this personal space around everybody, like 6 feet's your personal space. Anybody that comes in inside your 6 foot personal space, you record everything they do, and it goes immediately to the police department, right? And old people in particular are really into this, right? Because they don't want the young punks to skateboards or hoverboards messing with them. And the premise of the thing is the world's gotten so messed up that there's this singularity made by something like the Large Hadron Collider now that makes a singularity that is eating the core of the Earth, and they're trying to find out how to avert this calamity where it's going to eat the Earth, right? And it turns out, spoiler, it's a 20-year-old book, 30-year-old book, it was never from the Large Hadron Collider at all. It was in these guys in New Zealand looking for it. No, it was actually an alien weapon that was launched at the Earth, right? Yeah. And that's how we make galactic contact, essentially, because of that.
Yeah, they don't have to implant anybody with anything at this point using these wireless body area networks, Nathaniel Dove. So, I mean, at this point, this whole Peter Thiel and the Antichrist idea, because the guy was basically pushing him about the technology. Billy, are you still there? It looks like you are, but I can't tell.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
I was muted.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, cool. All right. So, in any event, moving forward, Billy, we can see that we see troops on the streets. We see IDs. We see. Let me see your papers. I mean, is it? And how long it's going to be before there's checkpoints? Like when you're going state to state, it's like a checkpoint. Pull over to the checkpoint. Let me see who you are. Now, what is it now? 100 miles from every border, 100 miles from every body of water, and a 50-mile ring around international airports. Those are all constitutional free zones. Billy. So
yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, and I'm just saying. When we see these troops on the streets, we see this. They're wearing masks. They're kicking indoors. I mean, what's going on, man?
Oh, it's a utopia.
Yeah, but I mean, isn't this starting to sound a lot like that movie, The Gray State?
I've never seen that.
It never got released, right? Never got released, that movie.
Never did get released, but there's a couple of really, it's the hardest core trailer you're ever going to see. There's really nothing to play on the radio. It's something you'd have to see for yourself. And there's controversy around the dude, too. We did a show.
Well, he killed himself, right? Or something happened to him. I forget which. Something happened to that guy.
Yeah, well, we did a show about it. There's a documentary about it, about the guy. But the guy was an Iraqi veteran. He came home, he met the girl of his dreams, and then they sent him back to Iraq or whatever. So he anyways, there's controversy about the dude. But anyways, the bottom line, if you look at those trailers, all those back in the day, one of the big conspiracy theory juicy nuggets people used to like to hear about were the camps and the train cars,
Shade Helm and the
gas chambers,
coffins and
the FEMA coffins,
camps.
yeah, the coffins, and all that. Well, maybe.
I remember. Go ahead. I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah, well, that was right around the same time as the same camps. It was right around the same time as the North American Union, which also resurfaced recently. So it's funny that these callbacks of these old juicy conspiracy theories have now come back into the lexicon of understanding, and people are going nuts over it, aren't they? You know,
well, they are, but I need to point something out. I mean, and so think about this. Like the idea behind those constitutional free zones, 100 miles from the border, or 100 miles from the seaway, which is the border, right, or whatever the border's drawn on, a river, or in the case of the international airports, 50 miles, whatever the range was. Those are specifically not just for everybody. No, for immigration control. So now that ICE is being weaponized as our Gestapo, our international, or our national police without borders, their masks wearing mercenaries doing everything everywhere. That's what this is. They're taking advantage of that very thing. The idea that this 100, because what are all the coastal cities? Like 90% of the population is in those coastal cities, aren't they? Within 100 miles of the shore. Everybody's within 100 miles of the border. All the major cities are. And you make it ICE. You make it the border control, which is what that is for in the first place, where that's legal precedent is established by that, is for immigration control. And now you have this mercenary force set out there by, Eric Prince and frickin' Academy, Blackwater, whatever they are now. It's HSI, right? Recruiting all these people to go do that. It's already, the foundation has already been established. There it is.
What happened to all these dudes screaming "Posse Comitatus" and all this?
Yeah, exactly. What
happened to everybody? People used to be so worried about it. Now they're all, oh yeah. The thing is if you dangle the law enforcement angle to it in front of a group of people, those group of people are going to be happy about it. In other words, when Trump came out and said, "Hey, war against homeless," there's a bunch of people out there going, "Yeah, get those homeless fuckers off the streets, man. I'm sick of them homeless people." That's what a lot of people say, but a lot of people don't.
You know what those homeless people are going to be? They're going to be ICE. That's what they're going to be.
No, the homeless people are going to be
ICE. They're going to be in Uganda.
Everybody's going to be losing their jobs in the next 2 fucking years, dude. There's going to be they don't want you living in your remember that van life shit? Well, those days are over.
It ain't happening.
You go live in a van.
You're going to be the first person that come knock on the window from the American Gestapo. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
No, you're going to have to make yourself buy a stealth box truck that says Billy's Bread Company on the side.
a dumpster like with the TV inside and everything, right? Yeah. You can haul it around everywhere.
No, there's people living in storage units, man.
Yeah.
Seriously, I don't know how you sneak in the storage unit at night, and just close the door. How do you make it look like it's locked? I don't know, but people are doing it. I don't know, man.
They have cameras, yeah, they do. So, but
cameras, exactly. Every fucking where cameras everywhere. Everywhere you go, you're on camera at this point. There's no time when you're not on camera. When are you not on camera? I'm on camera right now.
Yeah, well, there's never a time you're not on camera. You just don't know about it. Like for example, just because their camera's off on their phone right now, anybody who has access to your camera can turn it on. I mean, your company phone, they can turn the camera on, your microphone anytime they want to. You don't see this. You don't see it on your screen. It's called Lockbox, right? And just turn it on. Or Armory Crate, different names for it, and they just turn it on. You don't show. Your screen doesn't light, but it's still recording. Still has a camera on. So if you want to be private, you have to put your phone away in some kind of RF shielded thing or in your microwave or something. Don't turn the microwave on, by the way.
How many bottles of water are you buying for $20 a piece?
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'm just saying, man. I mean, how far will a credit card go if you can't pay the bill? So just at some point, you gotta fucking pay the piper, man.
In the last segment, I wanted to bring that up in the transition. I didn't get a chance to, and I think it's important. During the pandemic, a lot of people hoarded stuff because we had to, right? And I never had credit cards before. I got my first credit card when I was 50 years old. I never had a credit card. I always bought everything cash. But during the pandemic, I bought a lot of things I thought I needed, and I ran up a good credit card bill. And so I cashed out my 401k and I paid off all my credit cards, right? So I have no interest. I have no credit card bills, right? And you know what I found out? I make enough to live now. The whole thing holding me down that entire time was the interest on the credit that I was paying, the usury fees of the bankers were what's holding me down. You take that away, people can't afford to live, you know? They can't. Not necessarily in Hawaii or in New York or wherever, but in general, they can.
No. I agree with you.
I haven't had an actual credit card since I was 22. So I did the same thing.
You don't have those things,
I managed to pay it off, and I have a debit card that goes direct to my bank account, but I do not buy anything on credit.
That's the right way to be. Yeah.
You can live in New York if you don't have credit card debt. You know, and you make a little bit of money, you can live here without credit card debt, man. It's dope. Like, if you get rid of the credit card debt, it's a game changer.
It is. Yep. It really is.
Which I never had. Like I said, until I was 50 years old, I never had one. And it's only because of the pandemic I ran it up, because I was trying to prepare. You know, I became Uber prepper all of a sudden. I was a prepper before, but even more so.
You're running scared.
So the bottom line is I had everything I wanted, right? So by the time that the pandemic was over, I had everything I wanted to buy.
Come on,
I don't need to buy anything else.
I'm reading you loud and clear, because what I'm hearing, this is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing, well, hey, man, if it's fucking the end anyways, man, I'm just going to get a $5,000 credit card and buy up a bunch of the shit that I want, and then it'll be the end, and I don't have to pay for it. That's what a lot of people do, man. They think that.
Well, that's what they did. A lot of people did, right.
Yeah. Were you one of those people?
Well, I was one of those people that thought that.
Come on,
the idea was that, you know, if the world's going to end, I'm going to have what I need to survive. Right?
Yeah, you like went out and got a Martin acoustic, you know.
No, I didn't do that. I bought a lot of food and stuff, but and I did get a good computer. But the idea of being since then, after I paid everything off.
Look how everyone was so easily pacified during the pandemic, or during the Michelle Pfeiffer incident, with monies. Like that money everybody got some money, huh? During the Michelle Pfeiffer.
The pacifier money, right?
Yeah, that kept everybody quiet, just sitting in their house ordering shit off Amazon.
Oh, we all thought the world was ending, man. We did.
I didn't.
Yeah. Me neither.
I didn't think it was ending. Like the world was going to end in general. I thought the system of the world was going to end, but it didn't.
I think it will. And it's coming in the near future, but it's not. I don't think the pandemic was it. I never did think the pandemic was it. Well, I think the pandemic was the test run.
I bought air rifles and freaking bow and arrows and fishing hunting gear.
Someday, you know, the world's gonna end, man. But until then, you know, you gotta live every day, man. Because, man, I was gonna do this. I was gonna do this play one time, and the premise. I went down and auditioned for it, and the premise was it was this couple who lived in some house, and they lived in it, and they were preparing for the end of the world or whatever. And that whole play was about them in the house talking to each other or whatever, you know, about this thing that they were doing. Anyways, the basic point and bottom line, the reason I'm telling you this is because the whole, you know, premise of, you know, they asked me where I was coming from with my interpretation of the character, you know, and I said, well, it seems to me that they spent their whole lives sitting there planning and worrying and stressing about the end of the world, that they never actually lived their lives, that they encapsulated themselves into this situation where they didn't live their lives, and their lives went by and the world never ended, and they wasted their lives worrying about the end of the world. And so the point is that people that don't worry about it, they just go about their lives. Someday there may be a big flash, or, you know, a giant fucking earthquake, or whatever the fuck it is that happens, and then that'll be it. But until then, you know, I don't know.
You're describing the movie The Blast from the Past with Christopher Walken and the guy from Encino Man. Can't think of his name right now. And the devil movie, Bewitched movie. Yeah, but that's and I'm not saying that's one you read for. I'm just saying that's exactly that plot though, where they went in the bunker because and they lived their life on the ground the entire time, thinking that the world had ended and never did.
Yeah.
And then he comes out and Sunset Strip or whatever. Some porno shop.
You're talking about Brandon. What's his nuts?
Yeah, Brandon Fraser.
Brandon Fraser. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually a cute little movie, man.
It is actually. It is. I recommend it to people. Actually, it's a worthy movie to watch because they did do that. They did exactly do that. Like the bunker mentality aspect of it is exactly what COVID was, and that's why I recommended it to people. Right? Like that's what you need to see. Like that is exactly what that was. And I lived it to a certain extent where I made sure I had all my prepper stuff kind of ready. I had my hunting gear and my spearfishing gear, and I had all my survivalist kind of things ready. That's what I spent my credit card money on. What wasn't that I had some of it before already, obviously, but I mean, I made sure that I was going to be ready. Because if the world's going to collapse, I spend what little capital I have on this, right?
Yeah.
But then what I did was I paid it all off. When I paid it all off afterwards, I took my 401k money out to do it. But I did it, and now I don't have any worries about it anymore. Like now I actually do have spendable. That's not the right term. Disposable income.
Peace of mind is worth so much in the world we live in. It's in the Microcosmos Ground Zero Plus. And maybe the New World Order won't be so bad, but the problem is that not everybody's going to make it to that new world. No one's going to make it to the point where you'll be able to live to be 150 if you want. Somebody will be there, someone will make it. Whether it'll be me or you, I don't know. Whenever you're watching one of these movies where it's like the end of the world and there's some dude in there trying to survive, do you identify with the guy who's like surviving, getting through the whole thing, coming up with a million different things and, because I think most people do. But I mean, the reality of the situation is, if you're not prepared, will it hurt you? Overall, I don't know. Is it better to just wait and see what's actually going to happen and then go from there?
I mean, it depends on how much you value your life, I guess, right? During COVID, like I racked up. Like I didn't know what was going to happen. Plus, I have other people that depend on me. It's not just me, So I have my kids and my wife. So we needed to make sure everything was okay. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I was going to prep for it just in case. So we had enough food for about 7 months, food and water. We were good, and then nothing happened. So we ate the food and that was that. That was the end of it. We keep about 3 months worth of stuff typically. But we had about 7 then, and I don't regret it. And I would do it again, because you don't know at the end of the day, like, there were people that were going around and they were saying, well, we always knew the pandemic was nonsense and all this other stuff, but they didn't. They were taking a guess. They just happened to be right at the end of the day that it wasn't a doomsday scenario going on, but they were still taking a guess. Like, I'm not, if it was me by myself, maybe, but I'm not trying to gamble on that. So I was like, okay, if this is happening, we're going to be ready for it. And if it's not happening, then we have a whole crap load of food. And
well, I thankfully was the guy who managed to buy a couple packages of toilet paper on sale the week before it vanished. So I was well prepared.
Very nice, very nice. I
actually think believe it or not, I think I still have like one stack of that left.
Oh yeah, me too. I bought coincidentally. I bought like the Costco like multiple packs, right? We had like 6 months worth. Yeah, that wasn't a plan. That just happened. But
yeah, I got lucky on that one. But it's kind of funny that I weathered that whole storm with like out of sheer luck.
I mean, since then I always keep like about 6 weeks worth of food all the time, like all the time. Right. Like which you should. You should at least that much.
Yeah,
right?
I've got plenty of pasta and rice up in the closet,
You absolutely should. And even now with the uncertainty with prices and jobs, are you gonna be priced out of certain things? You should have some food. It's always a good idea to have food. stored up. So go ahead and do that.
Yeah, it's not weird, man. It's just being prepared, man. I mean, and I don't mean in a bad way.
Right.
Like that, it's absolutely it's the thing that our ancestors did all the time, right? They did like 3 months worth of food all the time. We don't even do that. 6 weeks is pretty good if you can do that. So, yeah, I mean, let's do that. Man. Come on.
Many people will hate the New World Order and die protesting it. That's that was Orson Welles. Under what was his real name again?
Oh, I don't remember.
I don't remember.
He wrote an essay under his real name. It was a quote in there from that. Yeah. So
it's funny because now the New World Order's here and nobody wants to do anything about it.
Well, there's nothing. There won't be anything you can do about it. I mean, when you have troops on the streets with, loaded weapons, you're gonna do. If someone says dance, you better say how high.
What happened to all our gun rights people that were like, we need to have guns because, the government's going to turn tyrannical and we need to defend ourselves. What happened to those people?
I don't know. It
it's
doesn't. Those people.
The truth movement.
Those people don't matter because we have the most lethal fighting force in the world, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, I agree with you.
So,
I'm just saying, all those people were out there, saying, "Oh, we need our guns because tyrannical government." Now, tyrannical government is here now, and they're out there cleaning their guns and picking their asses.
Well, you don't want to turn. You don't want to turn that military against the American people.
No. So, and as we said all along, right? Like the idea is that people, all these Second Amendment right advocates, people, and I'm with you. You need to have a weapon if you need to defend yourself, all that. But do you really think you can defend yourself against the U.S. Army? No, you cannot. No, you cannot. No. Get this out of your head, man. What kind of moron are you to think that you can defeat that? You cannot defeat that, man. You cannot. You have to do it through subterfuge. You can't do it through like straight up fight.
Well, and nowadays they just beam you at a satellite and you're done anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
It's ridiculous to even think that.
But the hypocrisy of it was the whole. It's the hypocrisy of the truth movement. Is just continues to get exposed day after day after day after day, and that's one of the ones that is heavily highlighted or easily looked at as complete and total hypocrisy. Like, where are these people now? Because that was the argument that they made. They were like, oh yeah, like even though it was ludicrous, you were never gonna do anything against the U.S. Army or any military force. It's never gonna work. But that was the argument that they made. Oh, tyranny's here, so or tyranny's gonna come, so we have to get our guns. We have to have our guns. How dare you take our guns? 1776 will rise again if you take my guns.
Except for you guys are missing. You're missing a big part of the picture, which is the people that do have, interest in having, their own firearms. Those people are politically aligned right now with who the enemy is. So I would think that they would be more in line in helping or forming some sort of those militias that look just like what else is going on, instead of being against. Instead of like, right. They're not fighting against the military. They would be with the military. The people that have firearms is what I'm saying.
That's the hypocrisy of it. That's what I'm trying to say. History. I mean, it's here now, right? We can argue that all day long. There's evidence for it. The tyranny is here now, and they are just going along with it because it's seemingly serving their
because
interests.
Psychologically, everyone has been pre-programmed for this to happen. So this whole thing and who the enemy is and the political alignment behind getting rid of whoever that enemy is has all this is making everything possible that wouldn't have been possible before. In other words, these same people are lining up for smart IDs. Everybody's going along with everything because of the character that was put in there to lead them to the slaughter, man. This thing that's going on right now, this overall plan, is a critical path. You know, they're going from this place to that place, and along the way, there's bubbles where things have to happen. You know, and this is what's happening right now. And so I think it's just a dangerous. I'm just saying. I mean, we were all sucked into this shit with Ron Paul. Like everybody, I'll guarantee. I would. I know you, Billy. I can't remember about you, Rio, but. And Epic, I'm not sure which way you went on Ron Paul, but I mean, Ron Paul is the reason that I got political a while back.
Yeah, me too.
It's the whole reason I got into this in the first place. Go ahead, Rock and Rio. Were you
you're
Ron
right.
Paul?
Me too. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just asking Rio. Rio, were you a Ron Paul supporter?
Yeah, I was. I was down with that when he was around.
Yeah. So I mean, what about you, Epic? Ron Paul?
No, him and the was it Ohio congressman at the same time? Trying to get his name. They're about
Dennis Kucinich.
they
Dennis
debate each other.
Kucinich, yeah.
Right. Kucinich, right? Yeah, yeah. I mean, dude, yeah, they were great. I mean, I thought they should run this a ticket together, man. Yeah.
Well, Ron Paul led us out in the desert and left us there to rot, man. You know Absolutely. What I'm saying? And so the thing, the thing is that, you know, it doesn't, you know, back then. This back then would have been an issue. I mean, politically, people were motivated around the philosophy of Ron Paul. The freedom to get rid of the Fed, so on and so forth, all that shit. Audit the Fed, all that. And then none of that ever obviously happened, you know. But it really doesn't seem like there's any real difference between either of these parties at this point, because the system moves forward no matter who's in there. Whatever 4 years goes by, it doesn't fucking matter. If your party is in there, then they pass a bunch of shit they could never get away with if a Republican was in there. And when a Republican is in there, they pass a bunch of shit they could never get away with when the Democrats are in there. But still, the plan gets moved forward and everything still gets passed. The big beautiful bill, yeah, that's really going to decimate a lot of people, man.
Oh, it's horrifying, dude. It is. So Dennis Kucinich and Ron Paul as a ticket together would have been unbeatable, man. It would have been great. I mean, that's the thing. Like, and people think like, you know, because they share the same name, like his son's gonna be good. No, he's not good. That's not Ron Paul, man. You know?
Ron Paul had that New Hampshire primary. They had black box voting. That lady, what's her nuts? They had video of the whole thing. He had him dead right. He would have won the New Hampshire primary. And he
same with Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. He
rolled over,
right.
Man. He fucking rolled over.
Bernie Sanders, the same thing. Yeah.
Hey man,
the good guys always blocked out, aren't they?
Your oath to the membership supersedes anything else. Period. So if you're a member of a brotherhood and you take a fucking blood oath to the brotherhood, then you're gonna do what the brotherhood wants you to do, because that supersedes anything else. Supersedes you wanting to be president of the United States. Period. So, you know, and I'm not trying to, you know, disparage any brotherhoods either. I'm saying if you take an oath, fucking blood oath, you swear, okay, that's what you're gonna do.
Well, they're blocked out, right? I mean, that's the thing. Like, it doesn't matter how noble your intentions are. Your oath supersedes because it's your honor. Right, you swore on your honor on that oath. Yes. And I know it sounds silly to people today. It does, but and I'm not one of those people as far as taking those kind of oaths, because the Bible says not to.
Your word means everything. You said it out loud.
That's
man.
Right.
You said it out loud and you swore.
Yeah.
And you're gonna follow. You're gonna do what you're told, man. It's just like we were saying earlier. You know, there's systems that exist that are outside of brotherhoods. I mean, people get pissed because maybe this brotherhood hires somebody from his own club, you know, into a position, and they fill the positions and surround themselves with everyone who's in their same club, and you guys all took the same oath. You guys are all going to support each other because you all are in the same thing. You're all going to the same fucking place. The great work, man. You know, but there's these same organizations exist outside of what we're talking about, outside of Brotherhood, and these are the minions I was talking about earlier that are out there promoting this shit that's going on at Cracker Barrel. You know what I mean? It's those people are hiring each other into positions, you know, and filling systems of administration with people of the same like-mindedness. And, you know, that's what goes on. That's how they build organizations. And what I'm talking about right now is microcosmic compared to what the fuck's going on in the government. Imagine what goes on in the government around this kind of shit that I'm talking about right now. The people that get hired in certain positions everywhere, making shit happen. Does that fucking matter who's president of the United States when that organization's going on there, no matter who's president? Come on, man. Sitting in the microcosm, I'm sitting here with Billy Ray Valentine. You can find him here Sunday nights, Ground Zero Plus, 7 o'clock Pacific. Epic Journeyman's here, Rockin' Rio's here. Now, what happened with this bus today now over there on the East Coast? I heard there was a bus crash and people died, man.
I haven't heard.
You didn't hear about it? Why am I hearing about it?
I mean, neither, but I'm in Hawaii. So
you probably watched the news and I didn't.
No, I didn't watch the news. I just saw it. I just saw it go by as a headline. People died. I guess they were, you know, I don't know what happened. Billy, what happened? You're on the East Coast.
I have no idea. This is the first I hear of it.
What the how come I'm on the West Coast and I know about it and you guys don't?
Oh,
you're the dude, JG.
I'll call you.
Man. No other way to explain it.
I'll call you if Russia launches that nuclear tidal wave missile.
You know what? This is a very good thing to bring up, man. How do you know when anything's real anymore? How do you know when anything's real? If you're in the West Coast, I'm on the East Coast, I'm in Hawaii, whatever, and AI can spout out some news story, right? and it's trending on social media, and everybody's heightened in that particular area of focus, but it's not in everybody else's feed. Like, in other words, it's not in your feed in San Jose or Santa Cruz, rather, and it's not mine over here in Hawaii and Maui, right? And it's not in Billy Ray's, but over somewhere in, you know, let's say Pennsylvania, it is. Right, and it's like the biggest trending thing ever, and all those people they're hot-headed about it. They, my God, this is all coming down. What the hell's going on, man? We need to get ready. We need to fight. And all of a sudden, nobody else knows about it.
You know, Epic. It's funny because we were just talking about the whole 2020 situation there, and that's exactly what they did. Because you know, my sister being in Texas was asking me what was going on up there. You know, I see like bodies in the streets and ambulances.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, that's not going on up here. And I said, but, you know, I'm seeing the same thing as supposedly going on in Texas. And she goes, no, that's not going on down here.
Directed
propaganda, it was the same. It was the same strategy, right? So what they were talking about, what they were showing us going on other places was not happening. And what they were showing the other places about us was not happening.
No, that's not the case, man. That's not the case. Here, what happened, and it's very important to understand what's going on even today. What happened is it was going on, but only in particular places. For like in a very like guys, I'm doing something. Give me a second. It's going on, but it's going on in like one hospital, two hospitals. And that's what was going on here. There was a hospital in Queens. My friend worked there. Things were going on there. But there's a hospital right down here where I live, about, 10 minutes away. Nothing was going on. Nothing at all. You know, so most hospitals, there was nothing going on. But there were stuff going on at select hospitals. And they took that and blew it up as if it was going on in every hospital.
Yeah, but like what I'm saying is when I saw what was supposedly, like, you'd think the whole like entire state of Texas was going to die from the infestation, right? And it was not. It was, you know, it was maybe a small select spot.
The bottom line is, the thing is what Epic was saying is relevant, because I can just see a fucking story, and just because I see it there, I just assume it's true because there it is. There's no, I don't have to I'm not going to sit here. Most people are not going to sit there and research every fucking thing they see. They're going to see a headline that says, "Hey, people died in a bus crash," and then just think that that's what happened. But there's no way to know if it actually happened. You could just be getting fed all kinds of fucking shit over here, over the top.
Yeah,
of this.
it could be just all made up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No. But that's where it becomes very dangerous, and it brings us to where we are now.
Right.
When we're like, oh, none of this matters. Everything is fake. And because I haven't seen it, it's fake. And it's that's not necessarily the way things work.
No, it's not. But the thing is, in reality, though, Billy, let's say you didn't you weren't having any information piped into you. The only information that you got was around you, your family, and the people that are up around you and where you live. But outside of that, outside of your fucking general area, your neighborhood, your 15-minute city, you don't know what the fuck's going on anywhere else. Because all this other information is irrelevant to you as a local person. 99% of the information you take in has absolutely nothing to do with you. And the same with me. All the information I take, most of it has nothing to do with me. But it has nothing to do with anybody. Except for the person that it actually has something to do with, whatever the news story is about, if it even existed in the first place at this point. It's like I was saying earlier, there's always been this conspiracy theory that Stevie Wonder isn't blind. Okay, so I just recently saw a video where someone waved at him and he waved back. Now, okay, to me it looked like he was waving back, but at this point, can I tell if it was really even him waving back? It could have been an AI fucking thing somebody did. But just that little thing, threw some salt in the game. So, I mean, it's just that easy at this point. I mean, at the point that shit's just getting doled out, stories are getting doled out. You're seeing threads, Epic's seeing stories, everybody's seeing stories, like I say, but really, ultimately, it has nothing to do with us.
And we're still being manipulated in that, man.
I know, because it doesn't have anything to do with it.
Even people are going to get triggered in the chat probably about this, but even with the drag queens and the story time and all this stuff, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It happened, it's like in little isolated incidents, and boom, they blew it up. Like, oh, somebody's grabbing my kids and putting them in front of trannies. I'm like, where is that happening? It's not. So that's the same type of manipulation that continues. So it's very important to point that out, like, especially when we're talking about COVID. It's really important to point out what actually happened. It's like, oh, no, it didn't happen here. Oh, I didn't see anything. And in Texas, it didn't happen either, so it wasn't happening. No. Something happened. It just wasn't half as widespread as they made it out to be.
Well, it was exaggerated beyond reality, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. But it was not non-existent. There was reality. There was a reality to it. They just took it and blew it up.
Yeah, well, like, out of everything in the universe there is to talk about, this is the one thing to talk about on here, on YouTube, that's like the worst thing to possibly talk about.
Right. No, that's true. You know what blows me away about this is that this is a 4-year span of time, almost 3.5 years, whatever it was, and it's the most significant time probably in human history, recorded human history, as things have happened, and we don't have the full data set yet of what happened, how it happened, how it transpired, what it changed, because like I've made the analogy many times, like how it's like in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, they made the nerve gas spill on the train, to evacuate the entire 400 square miles around Devil's Tower to evacuate everybody. Well, nobody's going outside during that time, were they? What were they doing during that time? What were they building during that time? What research projects were being done nobody had eyes on?
We did that show about the Saturnalian time trap and the milking of the populations of their, loosh. So the thing is the constant onslaught of information has absolutely nothing to do with you and causing you to have to sit there. I mean, there's enough going on in your own town for you to worry. If you want to worry about people and try to help people, there's people in your own town you could help. But no one helps any of them. But they just watch stories about how horrible it is someplace else. Because it's always someplace else. You don't have to. You don't have to
Right.
deal. Anyways, we got about. Oh shit! We only got like 2 minutes left. We're gonna have to go.
That's a perfect show then.
Well, we'll be back tomorrow night, 8:00 Pacific, for the Chilluminati. So come and join us. I think Rock and Rio is doing some reverse speech tomorrow night. All right, you guys. Thanks, Billy.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you, everybody, tomorrow night. It's Ground Zero Plus. Stay tuned for something great. Peterman, call in tomorrow night.